The man was once the young master of a noble family from country H's top conglomerate, but due to a long-planned persecution, both his parents were killed 17 years ago. I'll never forget what my grandfather told me in the seawater. You must survive and inherit the Kwangju group. Before he died, he gave me a pen and told me to find attorney Kim and Sue. After drifting at sea for several days, I was rescued by a fleet from country D. They were members of the Salerno family, a world-famous mafia organization. After learning about my situation, they called attorney Kim and Sue, but he declared he'd only transfer the money once he saw my corpse, because the Kwangju group already had a new owner. To prove my loyalty and seek revenge, I joined the Salerno family to become a mafia member. If you can give me the power to take revenge, I'll follow the family for life. In the blink of an eye, 17 years later, I set foot on country H's soil once more. I just wanted to say goodbye to my parents' graves, but I was met with merciless gunfire. The bald leader's face was grim. The urgent matter is to find the managing director first. Who the hell is crazy enough to kidnap Kwangju's managing director in country H and think they can get away with it? At that moment, the car beside them exploded violently. Before they could react, all 10+ bodyguards behind the bald man had their throats slit by me in an instant, and if he hadn't been wearing protective gear, I would have cut him in half. You're using sneak attacks, how despicable. The bald man raged and charged at me. I didn't even flinch, sending him to his death with one strike. After finishing them off, I leisurely walked to the white car. Former attorney Kim and Sue inside the car frantically begged for mercy. Teha, please spare me. I was just following orders. This wasn't my decision. Without changing my expression, I just threw $1 million into the car, exactly the amount he had demanded back then. Then I lit a lighter and tossed it in. Thanks to that day's deaths, I was able to be reborn. Watching the vehicle burn to ashes, I elegantly lit a cigarette. Mom and Dad, your grudges and vendettas, I'll carry them all now. Meanwhile, at Kwangju's outsourced private security company, several armed men at the entrance were easily dealt with by me. I knew this security company not only secretly protected Kwangju's important personnel, but also did disgusting things like kidnapping and murder behind the scenes. The next second, I released all the hostages, leave quickly, and pretend you never saw me. And I demanded the schedule of Kwangju's senior executives from the paralyzed security company boss. A few years ago, Country H's president, who openly declared war on criminal organizations, was killed. Since then, no one could eradicate the power of crime syndicates, and the nation bowed to money and violence. Kwangju colluded with criminal groups and bought off the media to weaken their competitors' power. Thinking of this, I decided to buy a pack of cigarettes, but only the last pack remained. Without any argument, I let the big guy who happened to pay at the same time take the cigarettes. After he left, I asked him for one. 17 years of mafia life taught me to roughly gauge someone's level just by close observation. This person was very strong, comparable to the monsters I've encountered abroad. No matter what, it's best not to get involved with these people. Meanwhile, the man Cheon Hee-min arrived at the security company's murder scene to investigate. Every victim had only stab wounds, roughly the size of a slice of sashimi. Then he received a call. The meeting might need to be postponed, because the guy who killed managing director Kim and Sue seems to be targeting this meeting. Cheon Hee-min explained he couldn't reach the security company today, so he came to check, only to discover they were all dead, and the killer seems to be the same one who killed managing director Kim and Sue. Through Cheon Hee-min's extremely meticulous observation, he deduced that all the victims had knife wounds. He suddenly thought of the scene when he ran into me during the day. If you don't handle knives often, your palms wouldn't show that kind of injury. On the other end of the line, Kwangju's executives offered him $100 million as a fee to protect their personal safety. Just then, he realized I'd been tailing him the whole time without him noticing. I explained casually, a master like you being in the area must have a reason. Good thing I kept following you. By the way, are you with Kwangju? Cheon Hee-min smiled confidently. Didn't you hear the conversation just now? I'm here to help temporarily. I see. I immediately drew my blade and slashed at him. Blades flashing, our skills were evenly matched. But this was only temporary. He soon couldn't hold out and I sent him flying. Cheon Hee-min refused to back down. The blade in his hand whipped around, turning into a long whip, but what shocked him more was that his whip was instantly cut by me. When he came to his senses, he found I had already disappeared. He saw me leap high into the air, stabbing toward him like a monster. He could no longer resist and was knocked to the ground by me. I turned to leave coolly, but he called out to stop me. What are you doing? You came specifically to find me, cut me once and left. You'll regret not finishing me off. I said coldly, I have my own principles. If you were with Kwangju, I wouldn't hesitate to strike. Don't follow me. Don't try to stop me. Best to disappear without a trace from now on. If you can't accept that, consider it my way of returning that cigarette. Back in my car, I wasn't in good shape either, because I'd also been cut just now, but thankfully I could still move, and there were only 32 minutes left until the end of my 17-year revenge journey. Back then, Father Chen Soo-hyuk stayed behind alone to take bullets so Mom and I could escape, and Mom gave me the last life vest. Finally, an explosion completely destroyed the ship. The scene shifts to the secret villa in Gongbuk. The power holders of Kwangju Group were gathered for a meeting. The chairman's son, Chen Qing, began reporting. Only 2 employees survived at the scene. Besides them, there were no witnesses, and I secretly disposed of those 2 survivors. Before he could finish, Chairman Chen Gu-ho violently smashed his wine glass at his face. What about the 5-star gang? What happened with them? Chen Qing smiled obsequiously. They're not too sure either, but they sent Cheon Hee-min over. You know he ranks 7th in the gang. The next second, another glass was smashed in his face. 24 hours have passed and you still don't know who the killer is, and the 5-star gang even found out about this. If the chairman and Soo-hyuk hadn't died 17 years ago, a waste like you wouldn't even be allowed through the door. Hearing this, this, Chen Qing could only grin sheepishly. As long as he's still in Country H, he can't escape Kwang Ju's grasp. The family members watching were stunned. Why is brother so harsh on his own son? But I heard brother isn't like this because he hates him, but because he's afraid. At this moment, Chen Qing on the side smiled perversely. So nervous, how will he make his entrance? Meanwhile, I was already driving over with all the intelligence in hand, from the moment I was taken in by the Salerno family 17 years ago. Right after Grandpa died, eldest son Chen Guho immediately inherited all the shares to become chairman. The process was complete before the funeral even ended. Chen Guho took advantage of the government's failed anti-crime campaign to ally with the five-star gang and expand his power. At this moment, Country H had completely become Kwang Ju's domain, and I had already investigated that the tradition of holding meetings at the villa was still continuing and was speeding toward this place. As my vehicle was smashed to pieces against the barricade, I leaped high like a whirlwind. In an instant, I cut the security guards blocking my way into pieces. At the same time, the crowd inside the villa heard the commotion and began to panic. But at Chen Qing's signal, several bodyguards drew their guns and aimed at them. "Hey, what are you doing? Is this a joke?" Chen Qing showed his father a smile. "You knew it would come to this eventually, didn't you? Dad doesn't like me because he's afraid I'll take his position, afraid he'll be killed like Grandpa. After all, the killer who murdered Grandpa and Uncle's family 17 years ago was me." Everyone roared, "Chen Qing, have you gone mad? You bastards, put down your guns now." But no one listened because all their personal bodyguards had been bought off. Even the chairman's personal bodyguard Baek Jun-soo had switched sides. My mission was never to protect the chairman but to guard Kwang Ju. The next second, Kwang Ju Group's core members were all shot dead by their own bodyguards. Only the chairman remained, trembling with rage. "I always knew you were this kind of person. That's why I tried to stay away from you." But Chen Qing remained unmoved, muttering, "You sure talk a lot. You were the one who told me to kill Grandpa and Uncle, who made me go to the bay in a storm." The chairman roared, "What else could I do? If Soo Hyuk's son became chairman, we wouldn't have what we have today. Then why didn't you give me the position of heir, damn it? If I made you the heir, you'd definitely kill me immediately." "You're right about that," Chen Qing sighed, "but hearing it from your own mouth still hurts a bit. Even if you kill me now, you'll never become chairman, because power gained through violence isn't recognized." But Chen Qing still pulled the trigger decisively. The guy outside is the scapegoat I found. At this moment, completely unaware of what was happening outside, I was still being surrounded by gunmen. But these guys couldn't touch me. I grabbed a bodyguard as a shield and killed them all while the others were momentarily distracted. Then several director-level bodyguards noticed the commotion, and my condition was affected by my worsening injuries. The next second, I was sent flying by a bodyguard. Seeing this, I decided to stop holding back my strength. With a light slash, I cut the director-level security guard in front of me in half. The other two couldn't react in time before I beheaded them instantly. After finishing this, I entered the villa. Inside was quieter than I expected. Chen Qing greeted me, "You've worked hard, sit down and rest." And I looked confused because almost all of Kwang Ju's top executives were dead. Chen Qing teased, "You're more handsome than I imagined. Do hitmen take care of their skin too? Tai Ha, long time no see. Do you still remember your brother?" I froze. Chen Qing, Chen Guho's eldest son. Through my bone-deep memories, I heard something familiar in his voice. I said I'd kill you all and blow up the ship. "Chen Qing, that incident 17 years ago, was it you?" Chen Qing showed a sinister smile. "Why do you always call elders by their full names? Makes me want to kill you." Drawing on my assassin training, I didn't lose my composure and began to assess the situation. Chen Qing had known I was alive all along, even knew I joined Salerno to become a hitman. But he took no action, even waiting 17 years to plan this coup. Once I took the blame for the attack, he could ascend to the chairman's position. At this moment, the bodyguard beside him had already opened fire on me, as I deflected the bullets with my blade. Another bodyguard appeared and kicked me away. Park Jun-ho, skilled in close combat. With cover from his gun-wielding companion, he posed a significant threat to me. "Your speed is faster than I imagined. You'd definitely win a gold medal in competition." As I struggled to block the attacks, I couldn't help but think, are these Kwang Ju's core fighters? They're indeed much stronger than the ones outside. I was planning to catch them all off guard and take them out. Right now, Chairman's personal bodyguard Baek Jun-soo wasn't by his side. This was my best chance. The next second, another blade-wielding man charged at me, but I narrowly dodged. It seems all 4 elite bodyguards are gathered, plus Moon Da-min by Chen Qing's side. Chen Qing smiled smugly as I was cornered. "They're the ones I trained to catch you. I heard you're incredibly fast. You're quite famous with Interpol too. Killing you will make my hero's halo shine even brighter." Before I knew it, 3 masters had driven me into a corner. Park Jun-ho struck with all his might. This blow even shattered the wall, but what they didn't know was, 4 years ago I became internationally infamous for my extremely bloody and brutal killing methods. If I quietly dealt with those who betrayed the family, others wouldn't understand the severity. Only through exaggerated and twisted facts would people realize that betrayal's only consequence is complete annihilation. The next second, I killed Park Jun-ho with 1 strike, and the blade-wielding man had just reacted when I struck his eyes with enough destructive force to cut through swords. Those who've seen my true strength are already dead. This is my real power. At this moment, Baek Jun-soo stepped forward. "Moon Da-min, take the young master and leave. I'll catch up with you later." And seeing Chen Qing about to escape, I quickly took down the last guard and rushed after him. But I ran headfirst into Baek Jun-soo. "Young Master Taehei, long time no see." I immediately gritted my teeth and struck at the old man with full force, but he caught it lightly with his fingers. "I, Baek Jun-soo, must admit you're excellent, but that's as far as you go." The next second, he sent me flying hard. Even my blade was crushed by his light squeeze. Then another kick sent me flying again. Wang Junhyuk, I know you're not dead. Get up. Then the gun-wielding guard slowly got up, scared me, thought I was done for. This place is about to be blown up too. The group boarded a helicopter and prepared to detonate the explosives. And Chen Qing stayed at the helicopter door, wanting to witness the destruction. This broken house, I've hated this place for a very long time. And that poor bastard too. Spent his whole life mourning the dead, then died just like that. Just you wait and see how I'm going to transform Kwangju next. As a violent explosion erupted inside the villa. Driven by my obsession with revenge, I climbed to my feet again. The smug Chen Qing didn't realize at all that I was leaping up from the sea of flames and stabbed him in the calf with one strike. In pain and fury, he cursed, "Damn bastard!" and I screamed hoarsely, "I will kill you, Chen Qing." Hearing this, Chen Qing didn't hesitate to pull out his gun. "You bastard, I'm the protagonist." Shot. I fell from low altitude, fortunately cushioned by trees. When I hit the water, I still had one breath left. I used my last bit of strength to call for help. "Please save me, it's not over yet." The one who saved my life was a young intelligence broker. Just a few days ago, the white-haired guy was very frustrated. Middle-tier intelligence wasn't profitable anymore. Only celebrity and Kwangju intelligence was valuable, especially Kwangju. Bounties were 1,000 times higher. However, being an intelligence broker was just his other identity. He was still in school, living with his aunt running a soup restaurant. The soup restaurant's food wasn't good, business was terrible, and they had to deal with thugs' harassment. The Wild Chicken Gang was the dominant force in this fringe area, collecting protection money at regular intervals, due to major players like Kwangju and Five Star Gang allowing developers to compete unchecked. Fringe areas like this naturally became havens for hoodlums to run wild. When the white-haired guy got home, his aunt had already been beaten black and blue. This had become common recently, because those people were frantically pressuring people to sell their homes. Thinking of this, the white-haired guy became even more angry. Damn it, what should I do? Aunt Seo Young Suk was Dad's friend before he died. She was a famous medical professor, but because she accidentally provoked the Five Star Gang, she was kicked out of the hospital. Later, she fled here with me, a newly orphaned child. Aunt is innocent. The soup not tasting good isn't her fault. Thinking of this, he prepared to sell scandalous news about Kwangju's executives. But he didn't know these were all traps. The reason Kwangju intelligence commanded such high prices was to make it easier for their security to violently eliminate people. Soon enough, the white-haired guy was knocked out and kidnapped. "Kid, you better confess. Where did these photos come from? Something your dad hid before he died, right?" Huang Jin-gu, Kwangju's chief electronic researcher. He died after betraying Kwangju. "You're his son, aren't you? You brat, where's the rest of the data? Speak." The beaten white-haired guy laughed instead of getting angry. "If I had it, I would have sold it long ago to become rich, you ugly old fossil." His words enraged the man enough to want to pull out all his teeth. But just then, Kwangju issued emergency plan number 1, and after being beaten, the white-haired guy was thrown into a warehouse. His father, Huang Jin-gu, was a righteous man who died in a car accident with his wife trying to expose Kwangju's embezzlement evidence. Without any power, he could have lived comfortably on Kwangju's hush money. All intelligence is meaningless in the hands of the powerless. Until that day, when he saw hope. I appeared like a savior, easily dealing with the armed security guards. The rescued white-haired guy deeply remembered what I looked like. Back home, using the important data his father left behind, combined with the emergency plan number 1 that man mentioned. The white-haired guy pinpointed the villa in North Mountain because important events at Kwangju triggered family meetings there. On his way there, he spotted someone hanging from a helicopter. With a few gunshots, he could only blindly rush toward where I fell. He thought falling from that height meant certain death, but it wasn't over yet. The white-haired guy urgently brought me home. Aunt, you must save him, please." 4 days later, I finally woke up and asked who the person before me was. The white-haired guy introduced himself. "My name is Gray. I specialize in gathering and selling intelligence. I've been waiting for someone like you to appear." Hearing this, I immediately understood he was a young intelligence broker. As he explained further, I realized he was the kid grabbed by security that day. "You saw me once and could find me?" Gray smiled proudly. "Not bad, right? I plan to become the youngest, most outstanding intelligence broker." I immediately asked if he could help investigate someone's location. Seeing him hesitate, I turned to leave. "Thank you for lending a hand. Once this is over, I'll definitely send my thanks. Also, don't bite off more than you can chew. Getting involved with me isn't as simple as being kidnapped." Gray chuckled. "Trying to scare me with that trick?" I stepped out only to discover this was actually a restaurant. Aunt warned, "You can't move around yet. I barely managed to stitch your wounds, but you still have rib fragments. You shouldn't move recklessly." I bowed deeply. "So you're the doctor who treated me. I'll definitely send my thanks." When I went out, I found all my gear, including my phone, had been replaced. "Your phone broke and is being repaired. That's the same model. Just make do." Then he explained that during my unconsciousness, Country H's news kept reporting that Kwangju's leaders died in a terrorist attack. Currently, only Jangsok district, as a ceasefire zone between Kwangju and Five Star Gang, wouldn't be searched. "I know you're in a hurry. I'll accept your commission first, and after it's done, you have to help me too. Before that, you can't disappear, or I'll call Kwangju." I readily agreed. "Then let's see your skills first." I found my gear in an S-City private company vault. The most dangerous place is the safest. Meanwhile, Gray also found leads on Kim Pil-jung, whom I'd asked him to locate. He's Country H's famous smuggling broker. With his help, I successfully came to Country H. This time, because I killed a Kwangju family, even brokers couldn't get out. I instructed Gray to leak to intelligence brokers that a ship was leaving, for 10 times the usual price. I planned to kill Kim Pil-jung afterward, even though he was my friend of 10 years. The reason I nearly died that day was because someone leaked information in advance. Only he knew I was in Country H. Traitors must die. Unforgivable. Meanwhile, Kim Pil-jung was preparing to meet with an intelligence broker at a church. Taking the 200 million won, I smiled coldly. Pil-jung, you've gotten dull. You can't even recognize your friend's voice. Kim Pil-jung was shocked. Taeha, aren't you dead? I'm such an idiot. I didn't notice those words were in Country D's language. He explained he lost everything to gambling before coming to Country H, but old habits die hard. He owed Kwangju several hundred million in debt. Brother, I'm innocent. If I'd known they wanted to kill you, I definitely wouldn't have, but I gave him no chance to explain, cleanly thrusting my sword through his throat. Several subordinates who heard strange sounds immediately discovered the anomaly. Gray was utterly shocked seeing this. Has he gone mad? He has gunshot wounds, a broken arm, can barely walk, and he's still fighting. But I remained calm. If it were Pil-jung, he'd definitely tell everyone not to bring guns to avoid causing a scene. You should all pray before attacking because you're about to meet God. There's only one enemy, yet you all brought knives and bats. This shows you were planning to eliminate me all along, so I won't hold back either. Just a cripple. Kill him! The bald leader charged at me first. I simply raised my left hand. With one light thrust, I pierced his throat. Then came slashes, stabs. In the blink of an eye, the three before me all perished, and the crowd before me swarmed toward me for the 200 million won. I relied on adrenaline's boost to first kill the gunman hiding in the back. Alright, now, it's your turn. This moment made Gray's brain completely freeze. What did I just see? We're both human, yet there's such a huge difference, and he's even injured. Then my voice came through the phone. There's a bag with money in this room. I can't get up right now, so go get it. I know you're nearby. Weren't you just warning me that someone was coming in? Hearing this, Gray had no choice but to steel himself and enter the church full of corpses. I, on the other hand, seemed about to pass out from exhaustion. Gray offered to get medicine, but I stopped him. Thinking about it, you replaced all my clothes and phone, but only left these gloves. Do you know something? Gray broke into a cold sweat. Through the special markings on my hand, he'd already found my identity in the files. Not only was I, codename Vendetta, a top-tier hitman with a 50 billion won international bounty, I was also the grandson of the previous chairman. He tremblingly explained, I was going to say that as long as you accept my request, I won't ask questions. I wondered, that request is worth more to you than the bounty and your life? My mind immediately recalled him saying he wanted to become the youngest, most outstanding intelligence broker. Without changing expression, I said, Gray, do you want to play big? You're pretty skilled among intelligence brokers. I'll help you according to our contract. But if you're mentally prepared and not afraid of death, I'll elevate you to become a top-tier intelligence broker because I plan to destroy Kwangju once again. Meanwhile, Chen Cheng and his group met with the five-star gang's leaders. You must be exhausted dealing with your family's funeral. Contact us again once you've adjusted your mindset. Hearing this, Chen Cheng just waved his hand to signal silence, then inexplicably began humming a tune. Suddenly, he changed the subject, saying this was a piece he played in elementary school, and all the family members who heard it had passed away. If someone had warned us, we wouldn't have been so unprepared. Hearing this, Chan He-min was somewhat indignant. I called you and suggested canceling the meeting. Seeing him about to smoke, Chen Cheng intercepted directly. No smoking? Do you have any manners? We at Kwangju have emergency plan number 1. The family meeting tradition has indelible importance. That's why I offered 200 million for the 5-star gang to investigate and handle this quietly. But not only wasn't the problem solved, we were played, and I even lost a leg. He questioned Chan He-min. That day our company's security were all killed, yet you, the first person to meet him, are still alive. Chan He-min looked exasperated. I told you that guy has his own principles. I wasn't within his target range. Chen Cheng pressed on. What kind of principles does a crazy terrorist have? Or is it that he doesn't attack allies? Chan He-min erupted in anger. Please stop. Why would I harm the organization and my parents' reputation for this? The 5-star gang's vice chairman changed the subject. So that terrorist. Who handled the aftermath in the end? Who else? Of course it was handled by our uncle Baek Jun-soo. This was confirmed by Baek Jun-soo himself. Hearing this, the 5-star vice chairman smiled slightly. We understand the general situation. Please state your demands. Chen Cheng looked gloomy. I don't need compensation. I just hope you stay silent about this incident. Pretend Chan He-min never saw that criminal. Same answer for whoever asks. Seeing this, the vice chairman ignored Chen Cheng's warning and lit a cigarette. Is that enough? Chen Cheng exploded, punching the glass. These old men are all so arrogant. Once I become the next chairman, what are you planning to do? The vice chairman dismissed it. Cut the crap and listen up, you wet behind the ears brat. Then we'll go with the agreement. Just now. Representative Baek will take our leave first. Oh, remember to prepare an ashtray next time with water-soaked tissue paper inside. As they left, Vice Chairman Kim Jae-pil saw right through Chen Cheng's secret. The villa incident was a play Chen Cheng directed and acted in himself to become chairman. But because too many of Baek Jun-soo's people died, the assassin was real. He instructed Chan He-min to find and kill the criminal. Baek Jun-soo follows a no-killing policy. The assassin must still be alive. Next time you meet Chan He-min, you must properly avenge yourself. Meanwhile, the perceptive Chen Cheng also realized Kim Jae-pil's earlier questioning was suspicious. You said you handled it that day, yet that guy could still climb onto the helicopter and stab my leg like this, and we still haven't found his body. Is Chen Tae-ha still alive? It was the young master himself who shot him and made him him fall from the sky that day. Hearing this, Chen Qing was dissatisfied. If you'd confirmed killing him from the start, none of this would have happened. Baek Junsu sighed helplessly. He became very strong, far beyond my expectations. Chen Qing turned to leave. I must win overwhelmingly in the board vote to enter the council. Whether Chen Taiha is alive or not, you can't betray me, right, Representative Baek? Young master, I will keep my promise. Back at the soup restaurant, I'd pretty much learned Gray's situation, and frankly admitted my identity to them both. I believe anyone seen as a thorn by Kwangju and five-star gang can't be a bad person. Just then, several wild chicken gang thugs barged in. Ant was furious. The overdue payments have all been settled. Why are you causing trouble again? The thugs ignored her and noticed my presence. Why would you come to such a terrible restaurant? Gray left for school. That day he gave me 1,000 warnings. You absolutely cannot kill anyone. People in the community absolutely cannot kill each other. I looked helpless at this. Do you think I'm that unreasonable? Gray explained Jiangsak District 3 Dong was currently a ceasefire zone between Kwangju and five-star gang. Back then, due to conflicts between the two gangs, it nearly became complete chaos. But thanks to the wild chicken gang's efforts, both sides called a truce. Hearing this, I couldn't help but wonder, can a small local organization make two major gangs call a truce? Seeing this, Gray explained, but poor people like us have almost no chance to talk with the wild chicken gang, so I want you to help convince them. But you absolutely can't kill anyone. Thinking of this, as several thugs prepared to cause trouble in the store, I sent them all flying out in an instant. I had envisioned 30 different revenge plans, but I never expected that Chen Qing was my true enemy all along. That's why the plan failed, but I could imagine his next move. If he wants to successfully become chairman, he must win the board vote. What if I could use Jiangsak District's reconstruction to disrupt the board proceedings? So I found their gang leader through those 3 thugs. Yoonji Ri looked somewhat amused. You want to fight all of us alone? No, I'm here to talk with you. I smiled confidently. Who are you kidding? Am I an idiot? You knocked out all our people and now you want to talk? I apologize for that, but I only communicate with reasonable people. They wouldn't let me explain. I glanced up to observe the wild chicken gang setup, so they hid their armed forces in various corners of the building. If their people filled the city, Jiangsak District 3 Dong would become an armed base. If there were military officers in the organization, it would form a complete command system. Yoonji Ri slowly spoke. So, do you have any last words? Are you Kwangju's lackey or five-star gang's underling? I was about to step forward when a bullet hit right by my feet. Seeing this, I showed no fear and continued walking forward. Wild chicken gang vice leader Li Hua Ryong leaped down from above, but he didn't seem intent on stopping me. Soon I reached the girl's side and grabbed her drink. Always drinking this stuff won't help the situation. After getting close to her, I said something, then turned and left directly. Li Hua Ryong watched my back. I can't sense any killing intent from him. After the war, we finally met a true expert. Time came to evening. Gray laboriously fixed the door I'd broken. Ant couldn't help warning, if you break the door again, I'll definitely kick you out. The next second, the girl smashed the door to pieces. After a brief moment of confusion, Yoonji Ri saw Aunt and got very excited. Sister, I missed you so much. Are you doing well? You guys always break other people's store doors. Sister, I heard that bastard Choi Bok-soo hit your face. I'm sorry. I broke his fingers. This won't happen again. Gray explained to me that there used to be constant warfare here, and Aunt often treated wild chicken gang members. Former gang leader Yoonji Ri's father also received free treatment several times, so she saw Aunt as her benefactor. I smiled slightly. Would normal subordinates attack their boss's benefactor? You're just a figurehead, actually a puppet, right? The next second, the girl's body spun in the air, several thin wires binding my neck. I really can't stand you, you brat. Spare your life out of kindness and you don't know gratitude? Dare to say that again, bookworm? I glanced slightly, realizing this wire's material wasn't simple, but I remained fearless. You should know better than me. When I came to find you this morning, among the armed people on guard, some of them weren't targeting me, but you, as their boss. Although it's a ceasefire on the surface, you're just a puppet, right? During the day, what I told her was, meet at Pumoon Soup Restaurant at 9 p.m. There are many eyes around. Who's the force instructing you to buy up properties? Five-star gang, or Kwangju? The next second, the girl yanked hard on the wire. But despite being a special material, I easily cut it with my dagger. Looks like I guessed right. Meanwhile, the mastermind Hong In-jiu also heard the news. A stranger entered District 3 and planned to approach Yoonji Ri. Hong In-jiu watched his subordinate being devoured by a lion without changing expression. Interesting. Bring him before me. After some conversation, I learned about the situation. You knew there were Kwangju spies, but didn't expose them? Were you threatened? And the girl was still stuck on the fact that her weapon was cut. That was a secret weapon made from Kevlar fiber. Who exactly are you? Without changing expression, I said, I'm the person in all of Country H who best understands how to deal with Kwangju. If the problem is with Kwangju, I can help. Aunt also stepped forward to vouch. You can trust him. It's okay, Jiri. He has a way to solve your predicament. Hearing this, the girl was incredulous. Don't joke around. She left directly. If killing a few people could solve it, it would have been over long ago. I'm warning you one last time. Stop being presumptuous and get lost. After the girl left, Aunt explained what happened back then. Hong In-jiu from Kwangju Electronics, he's the damned mastermind. Ji Ri's father, the former gang leader, nearly died in the reconstruction conflict. That guy brought him to the hospital and saved him. He's been threatening Ji-ri ever since. Besides us, no one knows Ji-ri's father is still alive. If they fight back, it's only death. And our conversation was being monitored by mercenaries in the distance. He received orders to kill us all. Little did he know I'm the world's top assassin. Not good. When did he? In an instant, I pierced through his chest from behind. After dealing with him, I picked up the walkie-talkie. This is B1. You don't need to worry. I'll be right over. The next day, at a hospital owned by Kwangju, Hong In-ju showed a disgusting smile. Didn't I tell you to complete all the contracts? Looks like you didn't take my word seriously, Miss Yoon-ji-ri. The girl could only explain. We need to convince them properly to avoid future troubles. Miss Yoon-ji-ri, I don't treat useless people as human beings. They're just chunks of meat. With that, he grabbed an iron spoon and frantically stabbed Yoon-ji-ri's father's thigh. Look, the machine is still running. He's still alive. We put in so much effort. Ji-ri could only beg, stop it. I'll definitely complete the contracts. Just don't touch my father. Hong In-ju lifted the girl's chin. Do what you're supposed to do, you brat. I've always loved those naive, reckless eyes of yours. Seeing you submit to me gives me such a sense of achievement. Also, you saw that man yesterday, right? I'm very curious who he is. Bring him before me by the end of today. Miss Yoon-ji-ri, please remember this. Betraying us will cost you a lot. Entering the bathroom, Hong In-ju found his subordinates' phones were all unreachable. These damn brats. How long have I been waiting? They're all useless anyway. The next second, I cut off one of his ears, followed by heart-wrenching screams. By the way, were you looking for me, Hong In-ju? You psycho, are you crazy? Right now. How dare you attack me? He raised his hand to strike back. I stuffed a string of mercenary dog tags into his mouth. Turns out, during the Reconstruction War, Kwangju mainly relied on hiring mercenaries to fight. The organization is called Peak. They'll do anything for money. If you want others to die for you, bet your own life first. From now on, no matter where you are, I'll come find you every day and give you a cut. Ready? Begin. The next second, I threw him out of the bathroom. No, bastard, please stop. But I completely ignored his desperate pleas, then ruthlessly stabbed a knife into his thigh. Stop making such a fuss. The thigh has lots of muscle. Even if stabbed, you won't be seriously injured. Compared to where you stabbed before, I'm being quite merciful. So I'll see you tomorrow then. A few days ago, at Kwangju headquarters, Chen Xing was analyzing the board situation. With a total of 15 board seats, I hold 7, the vice chairman has 6, and there are 2 neutral factions. It's sad that people can't unite in these declining times. If the chairman knew from the grave, he'd be heartbroken. At this moment, Chen Qing's gaze turned to Hong In-ju. You've put a lot of effort into the Jiangsak district redevelopment case. Can I hear good news from you before the board meeting? Hearing this, Hong In-ju nodded and bowed, saying no problem. The scene shifts to him dragging his injured body into the car. A voice came from the driver's seat. Director, are you going straight home? Hong In-ju kicked forward. Of course, you idiot. Where else your place? Hearing this, I turned my head calmly. What's wrong with asking? It's you. How are you here? My eyes narrowed. This leg has no manners at all. A fierce stab. Ignoring his wailing, I turned and left directly. So I'll see you tomorrow then. Leaving only Hong In-ju's frenzied screaming. Who are you? Why are you doing this to me? If you don't speak, how do I know what you want, you bastard? 7 days passed in a flash. I tried to attack non-vital areas, but Director Hong In-ju had obviously reached his limit. Facing the wild chicken gang members surrounding me, I remained calm. Handing me over won't help you break through. Everyone was furious. You crazy person. Going against Kwangju. We finally drove them away. Boss, just kill him. If we don't hand him over, they'll definitely start war again. At this, Eun-ji-ri was very confused. Why are you doing this? I explained calmly. The people of District 3 have been sanctioned by Kwangju and unable to use the internet normally for more than just a day or two, especially those who oppose Kwangju and journalists. Data leaks are as common as everyday meals. Even when hacked, they have to grit their teeth and endure. Why are you sitting here waiting like fools? You clearly know this is Kwangju's trick to drive you out. Are you going to say you're holding on for your families? Protecting families like this is useless. You need to fight back with guns. Hong In-ju doesn't want to alarm the board, so he wants to solve this himself. I'll handle that guy. You just prepare for battle. Li Hua-ryong was stunned. What's in it for you? Hearing this, I smiled slightly. I'll get a director position at Kwangju. What a tragedy. Peak's director Ko In-sik couldn't help but mock. That the invincible Kwangju electronics director could suffer such humiliation. Hong In-ju was furious. Shut up. You think I want to suffer like this one-sidedly? Damn it, that bastard. If it weren't for the board meeting, Ko In-sik asked curiously, why can't you report it directly? No, this board meeting looks no different from usual, but it's actually equivalent to reorganizing Kwangju. Fortunately, I've been close to Chen Guho's eldest son. As long as he successfully becomes chairman, I'll have divine assistance. You hurry up and settle this too. The redevelopment case must not fail. Ko In-sik was unhurried. I've already investigated his background. You know about the Mafia family from Country D, right? That kid is the family's most formidable executioner. Code name Vendetta. Name unknown, only known to have an eastern face. An extremely terrifying monster. A heavyweight has arrived, so naturally, we must reciprocate. I've invited his biggest competitor to Country H. His name is Jerome, who has survived Vendetta's hands twice. Hearing this, Hong In-ju was shocked. Are you kidding? You need to bring someone he fears. Ko In-sik explained, Vendetta's terror is that he latches onto prey and won't let go, no matter where they flee. I heard someone hid in the world's most dangerous jungle and still couldn't escape his attacks. So that means Jerome is very good at running away, right? Why would he come here just hearing Vendetta's name? Ko In-sik explained, we spent about $1 million to get him here. Meanwhile, Gray explained to me that he'd bought the blueprints of Hong In-ju's house. Only the basement level 1 blueprint remains unclear. After understanding the situation, I asked Gray to help prepare something. Hearing this, he was very surprised. We happen to have it at home. I didn't think you'd use that kind of thing. I laughed heartily. Who stays the same forever? I was about to leave, but Hua Ryong stopped me. Are you going to provoke Hong in GYU? One cut a day isn't just simple provocation anymore. He's about to break down, I explained. Hearing this, Li Hua Ryong, who had seen countless masters, couldn't help but doubt my identity. What difference would knowing my identity make? Li Hua Ryong immediately assumed a fighting stance. If you don't speak, I'll eliminate you right here as an obstacle to the boss. I didn't want to tangle with him. Don't worry, I'm only going out because I trust your abilities. I'll take responsibility for getting you the price of reconstruction. That night, I easily took out Hong and Ju's bodyguards and entered the gate. A quick scan revealed Hong and Ju didn't seem to be home. Could he be in the basement? Skilled and bold, I walked down without any hesitation. Suddenly, the entrance door slammed shut with a bang. Then Hong and Ju's sleazy voice came through the speaker. Hello, you bastard. I was wondering why you kept following me. Turns out you stole my schedule. Arrogant brat. No matter how good your knife skills are, you can't beat two lions, right? I've already negotiated with those 5-star gang thugs not to touch the people of Jangsok District 3 Dong. Thanks to you for giving me an excuse to raid there. Much appreciated. While you're being eaten alive with your guts exposed, that place will be reduced to rubble due to armed attacks. Today is the day you and those beggars in Jangsok District get cleaned out together. Beauty, Yoonji, bite him to death. The two lions charged at me on command, but I calmly pulled out a handgun. You gave the male lions such disgusting names. After a few gunshots, Beauty and Yoonji were shot dead on the spot. Seeing this, Hong and Ju froze in place. You brought a gun? Wait, what the hell? You're not supposed to use a gun. Seeing this, I looked disdainful. That only applies to people. You think subduing beasts with a knife is a manga? Fortunately, the phone still worked. I immediately reminded Gray to notify Yoonji Ri to prepare for the attack. You guys hurry and prepare. During this time, I'll go hunt down Hong and Ju. Gray rushed to the Wild Chicken Gang. Kwangju will launch an attack, or more accurately peak. This war was unavoidable from the start. We must face them head on, or we'll all die. Hearing this, Wild Chicken Gang members all doubted. That kid must have caused trouble himself and ran away first. You young punks will never understand how brutal the last war was. How many parents were grief-stricken. At this moment, the military commander stepped forward. Stop shouting. We need the boss's opinion. The arrow is on the string and must be released. Eunji Ri frankly explained the fact that she'd been used by Kwangju all along. I'm very sorry I kept things from everyone, but now it's different. This time our Wild Chicken Gang must drive Kwangju out. At this moment, Ko-in-sik was also ready to move. The commission they received was to kill all residents of Jangsok District 3 Dong. If they don't distribute housing to residents, developers can profit from luxury apartments. We just need to wait for Vendetta and the hired killer to destroy each other, then we can pin the murders on them. Everyone remember, we must retreat before the 5-star gang arrives. And the assassin Jerome climbed the high building looking amused. I didn't have much hope originally, but a familiar scent has emerged. The scent of war is fascinating. Vendetta, so Country H is an interesting country after all. A large number of drone units appeared in the sky above Jangsok District 3 Dong. These weren't used in the last battle. As long as we have money, we can beat anyone. Meanwhile, Hong and Ju was frantically fleeing. Hey, Ko-in-sik, your people are protecting me properly, right? Damn it, say yes. Ko-in-sik explained he arranged 70% of people to protect. You don't need to make such a fuss. Hong and Ju erupted in fury. Why don't you try it? My ass got stabbed at the sauna. You quickly get them to watch the surroundings. That guy said he'd come chase me. He's definitely already on the road. And indeed, I was already on the road in hot pursuit because I'd planted a tracker on his car. I'm not very confident about Gray's side. I need to hurry back. At this moment, the bodyguards had discovered me and opened fire. I dodged with superior reflexes. The car body inevitably began to sway. We've confirmed the sedan behind is Vendetta. After confirming the target, a group of mercenaries began firing wildly at my vehicle. Soon my sedan was riddled with bullets and began to flip. At the critical moment, I leaped out of the car with all my might and pushed aside a mercenary on a motorcycle. After shaking off several intercepting bodyguards, I began showing off my driving skills, relying on slick positioning to dodge the incoming bullets one by one. Then looking at the ascending stairs ahead, I immediately floored the accelerator. After a thunderous roar, the motorcycle I was riding took flight. I also took this chance to leap onto the sedan ahead, seeing I didn't even bring a gun. The vehicle full of mercenaries immediately decided to shoot me full of holes, but I'd anticipated this. Without changing expression, I fell straight backward. Then with lightning speed, I shattered the car window with one slash and rushed inside. In the cramped vehicle, the mercenaries couldn't react in time before I beheaded them all at lightning speed. Then I slowly approached the terrified driver and pulled out some money. Sorry driver, could you drive forward a bit? It won't take much time. Meanwhile, the Wild Chicken Gang also spotted the 16 slowly approaching drones. They're lowering their flight altitude. Looks like small drones. The military commander said this was expected. A few hours ago, he'd already explained the situation to Yoonji Ri. Years ago, Kwangju and 5-star gang dueled at designated times and negotiated locations. Using mainly light weapons shows neither side wanted to make things too big. After all, if another dangerous figure like last time appeared, no one would be spared. And now their drones are very likely suicide drones using grenades. The anti-drone gunners already positioned on the high buildings shot down the approaching drones drones one by one. It worked as expected, these guys are dead. Realizing the drones were shot down, KO and Six smiled contemptuously. You think you can stop us with that junk? At this moment, Gray, who was still on reconnaissance, got a big scare. Suddenly, drones flew over, conservatively estimated at least over 100. KO and Sick was smug. You think we'd only deploy a dozen drones? Directional anti-drone can only block limited directions. Plus, just move the gun and the drone will restart. Now hundreds of drones are lined up, let's see how you block them. After the last battle, we've mapped all the buildings in Jangsok District 3 Dong. The drones will now automatically reach their destinations. You're facing 800 suicide drones, let's see how you block them. Seeing the situation, the commander could only order full retreat. Now it's the boss's turn. Eunji-ri had been waiting on the rooftop for a long time, as the wire in her hand whipped around. The drones before her exploded one after another. Her agile figure shuttled back and forth in the air, blocking the drones one by one. Even Ko and Sick was shocked. What the hell, is that even human? Didn't see that in the last battle! But what he didn't know was this wire was the fruit of the girl's dedicated study, specially practiced to become her father's capable assistant. Coming to his senses, Ko and Sick was furious. Increase the drones. With enough numbers, they definitely can't handle it. The next second, there was a strange sound behind him. Li Huariong had successfully found him. The mercenaries who noticed him immediately opened fire, but just a few people were easily taken out by Li Huariong, who once ranked 16th in the 5-star gang. The rooftop sniper had just locked onto the target 1 second. The next second, Eunji-ri's steel wire pierced through his skull. The military commander had Ji-ri search for the location of the sniper center drone operator. Without aerial defenses deployed, snipers gather at intersections overlooking below. At this moment, Gray also successfully locked onto a suspicious black vehicle. A gunshot rang out as KO and Sick opened fire on Li Huariong. Ignorant fools, I'll deal with you first, then that girl is next. Li Huariong revealed his steel arm. Let's settle this, KO and Sick. Meanwhile, after a violent explosion, I successfully caught the trembling Hong and Ju. You lunatic, why are you doing this to me? What's your purpose? Facing his howling, I remained unmoved. I told you already, I'll stab you once every day. Then fiercely stabbed into his shoulder. Hong and Ju gritted his teeth. Is it necessary to make such a big deal over a small matter? I ignored him. If you fled abroad, I'd still have to find you. Better to just bring you back to the community. Hong In-ju's face darkened. Didn't I tell you? It's too late for Jangsok District. There shouldn't even be a mouse left in the community now. I've ordered them all killed, whether children or elderly, kill them all. I spent over 10 billion. You know what that means? Whether bombs or missiles. Too lazy to hear his nonsense, I shattered his glasses with one strike. Then calmly explained, in the last conflict, Kwangju and 5-star gang struggle led to countless deaths. Looks like you don't understand at all why I'm confident chasing you alone. Because the world's most terrifying people are those who've lost their families. They have nothing left but rage. But there are people even more terrifying than them, those who must protect their families. To protect their families, they're willing to bear and endure everything. They're very strong, and you, Hong and Ju, are the culprit. Meanwhile, Ko and Sick and Li Huariong engaged in fierce combat. I didn't know in the last battle, you once ranked 16th in the 5-star gang. Li Huariong dodged the bullets, that's all in the past. Ko and Sick swung his axe, his attacks even swifter. Everyone knows what 5-star gang rankings mean. Entering the 5-star gang's top 20 means nationwide top-tier strength. If I kill you, I'll become a representative mercenary in this country. Taking advantage of his distraction, Eunji-ri had already wrapped wire all around his body. Damn it, you again! How can I not cut this wire? Ji-ri said coldly. Peak mercenary Captain Ko and Sick, you killed the most residents back then. Today I'll cut off your head to avenge the dead. With that, she yanked the wire hard. Li Huariong also leaped high to deliver the final blow. Just when Ko and Sick thought he was dead, a figure quietly appeared, lightly pulling to help him dodge both attacks. You thought you could win with boring toys like drones. That's why you lost so miserably. I need to stretch my muscles too. Looking at the man before her, Ji-ri was also shocked. I clearly had Ko and Sick bound, yet he hooked his collar and rescued him. Ko and Sick couldn't help complaining. Jerome, you brat, why did you only come now? Jerome smiled slightly. Go do what you're supposed to do. Leave this to me. Deploy all drones, Ko and Sick roared. Their strongest fighters are tied up now, while Jerome deals with them. Quickly go kill all those damn residents. Jerome kicked Li Huariong flying. This made Huariong realize the opponent was a rare true master, but he still told Ji-ri not to worry. Leave this to me. Okay, then I'll intercept the drones. You bring that guy back to base. Seeing Ji-ri about to leave, Jerome flashed and blocked her path. Play with me. It'll be more interesting that way. The next second, Li Huariong suddenly appeared and sent him flying with a punch. Coming to his senses, Jerome couldn't help but laugh. Truly surprising. If I get hit by that kind of attack a few more times, I'm done for. Watching him act like nothing happened, Huariong was shocked. Where are you from? I'm from country F. I like country H, so I learned a bit of the language. How's my pronunciation? I think society has been very boring lately. Constant killing but lacking that thrilling excitement. My name is Jerome. Let's have some fun. With that, he punched hard at Li Huariong. Huariong didn't back down either. The two masters immediately began brawling. But Li Huariong soon fell into a disadvantage due to the difference in strength. The continuous heavy blows made Li Huariong recall the past. During the last Jangsok district conflict, 5-star gang gang had just been established, and he held the position of team leader. At that time, Wild Chicken Gang's boss was Eun-ji-seop. The two were friends in 5-star gang, but Eun-ji-seop soon left. Because when he founded Wild Chicken Gang, he was willing to fight for the district's elderly. I'll resist to the end. Even if I die, I'll be happy. But I'm worried about my daughter, so I want to ask you a favor. Facing Jerome's suppression, Lee Hwa-ryong remembered his responsibility. He initially joined 5-star gang wanting to understand what strength meant, but he gradually began to despair because that place was a world of true masters. Rank 16 was already the limit of his ability, but when his good brother Eun-ji-seop died, he realized, what truly makes you strong is the people behind you. He seized the opportunity and grabbed Jerome's face hard, forcefully slamming his head against the wall. But this strike filled with conviction didn't cause Jerome much damage. We're just playing around, seriously. How can you be so serious? In that case, I need to bring out my real skills too. I had a great time playing. May you rest in peace. The next second, Jerome's hook flashed coldly across Lee Hwa-ryong's chest, blood spattering. Lee Hwa-ryong, you've worked hard. Leave the rest to me. I blocked Jerome's path. Your wound looks deep. Can you still move? Lee Hwa-ryong struggled to stand, not dead yet. Good. Walk along that street ahead. There's a black sedan. Hong and Ju is in the trunk. Once I finish here, I'll join you. Take him to base first. Seeing his old friend, Jerome laughed manically. You think I'll just let them go, Vendetta? He flung rocks at me. I dodged through gritted teeth and clashed with him. Jerome, do you really go around saying I'm your rival? Isn't that the truth? I unleashed consecutive slashes to push him back. Who agreed to that, you damn stalker? Jerome blocked forcefully. Haha, I don't care. At the same time, drones filled the sky. Absurdly many. Eun-ji-ri knew she couldn't waste too much time. At this moment, Gray sent a reminder. Peak is exchanging fire with Wild Chicken Gang 50 meters away. Although the position is urgent, they can't approach us immediately. Once he appears, the war ends. Everyone just hold on until then. Meanwhile, Hwa-ryong also found Hong and Ju. If I crush his skull right now, the war will end too. If he loses and the boss can't handle Jerome alone, better to end everything here. Brother G-seop's enemy, the instigator of everything. Just kill the client, and Peak and Jerome will have to retreat. But while he hesitated, the two had already fought overhead. The battle was intense. In a flash of swords, I ultimately gained the upper hand, kicking Jerome away. Jerome became even more excited. I was shocked when I heard you were in Country H. Now I finally understand why you came here. For an assassin, this place is paradise. With that, he caught me off guard and viciously hooked up a crate to smash at me. I kept retreating to dodge, then leaped high to gather power again. My dual blade shattered the crate and mercilessly slashed across Jerome's chest. My first encounter with Jerome was in Countrywide's train tunnel. After a battle, I knocked him to the ground. Seeing him walk toward the train, I thought he'd surely be crushed to pieces by the train. Later, while executing a traitor fleeing to Country E, I ran into him again. That time we fought in midair. I kicked him away, but couldn't kill him then either. The tricky part is he gets stronger every time we meet. Slashed, Jerome still grinned. The wound's not deep enough, but your right hand seems a bit weaker than your left. You missed another chance to eliminate me, Vendetta. He seized the opportunity to fiercely attack my right hand. My injury flared up. Even my arm couldn't help but tremble. He leaped high, attacked me from behind. Your hand is injured? You're so strong though. Well, I understand it all after personally visiting this country. In a crazy country that dares assassinate presidents and create lawless zones, having no masters would be unreasonable. But the most impressive is still you, Vendetta. Only you can repeatedly put me in mortal danger and keep getting stronger. Jerome tore off a huge metal sheet and sent it flying at me. The moment it blocked my vision, he swung his weapon at me with full force. After the explosion, his sure kill move didn't hit me. This left Jerome completely confused. Where is he? Did he escape midway? I clearly saw him get caught in the metal. If he could avoid my sight, he instantly raised his hand to block the blade flying from above. While he was feeling smug, I appeared behind him. When did you? That fast? The next second, I slashed with full force. Another stab through his chest. I also grow stronger in desperate situations, just like you. Inside the residential area, 5-star gang's assault team had also arrived. Hello, Miss Eun-ji-ri. We're the assault team under Captain Cheon-hee-min. Cheon-hee-min had also arrived at the scene, seeing us tangled in combat. Hey, the higher-ups told me to kill you. What should I do? I was slightly stunned. This is the master I met last time. How did he know my whereabouts? He said he wasn't with Kwangju, so most likely not a helper. If he wanted to kill me, he could have just ambushed directly. So I said calmly, so you're with 5-star gang. Cheon-hee-min said helplessly, didn't you hear what happens to those who cause trouble here? But your intel seems incomplete. I'm not the culprit causing trouble in Jangsok district. I was about to continue when Jerome behind me let out a groan. Haha, still not quite enough. I slashed backward, but he still dodged. See you next time, friend. Jerome threw a flashbang and quickly fled. That zombie. I was about to chase when Cheon-hee-min stopped me. Hold on, let's go in order. I immediately drew my blade and fought with him. Surprised to find my attack was blocked. Cheon-hee-min smiled. My eyes still can't keep up with your insane speed, but I won't get hit by the same move twice. You look like you've used up quite a bit of stamina. Just behave. Hearing this, I pulled back distance. Last time I noticed that despite your strength, I couldn't smell blood on you. Hearing this, Cheon-hee-min suddenly lunged at me, but I dodged with extremely swift movements. I've never killed anyone, but I often beat people half to death. But his full force attack was still dodged by me. If you walk northwest, northwest, there's an abandoned building. The third floor is the residence base. Although you couldn't eliminate me, I can let you achieve a similar result. After saying this, I'd already disappeared. Sean Hee-min was utterly defeated. I really can't do this anymore. Meanwhile, 5-star gang's assault team issued an announcement. Attention everyone. Surrender immediately, or you'll be dealt with on the spot. Ko-in-sik gritted his teeth. Damn it, 5-star gang came so fast. Such quick speed. Did they also plant a mole? The Wild Chicken Gang's military commander next door was also seriously injured. Be careful, don't let the enemy hear. Hearing his team members advise retreat, Ko-in-sik erupted in fury. Over 10 billion. This commission is over 10 billion. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Just kill the commander-in-chief Kim Yeon-suk and leave the rest to Jerome. I'll personally kill that guy, then these annoying residents. But at this moment, a large hand had already grabbed his head. The lives of so many of us are only worth 10 billion? He was furious. Li Hua-ryong, you half-dead bastard! Blood for blood! Li Hua-ryong struck with all his might, directly piercing through the villain's chest. The powerful blow sent him plummeting straight down from the high building. The teammates who just realized their captain had been killed were swiftly beheaded by Yoonji-ri's wire hiding nearby. Thus, the new round of Gyeongsok District 3 Dadong battle came to an end. 5 minutes later, Cheon Hee-min arrived at the abandoned building as I'd said. The scene inside greatly surprised him. I smiled slightly. You can sit down now. Right now, this place has gathered Gyeongsok District 3 representatives Yoonji-ri, Gwangju's representative Hong and GYU, and finally with your 5-star gang representative, everyone's here, all conditions met. Today, we're completing negotiations for the Gyeongsok District redevelopment case. Let's find answers that satisfy everyone. Having no choice, Cheon Hee-min, who wasn't good at negotiation, could only request support from headquarters. I really didn't get tricked. We might need someone to come over. Seeing this, I stepped forward to light his cigarette. Middle of the night, you've really worked hard. Cheon Hee-min smoked somewhat absently. I know I can't beat you. There won't be a next chance either. But after fighting 3 times, if we fight 3 more times, I could beat you. Hearing this, I said casually, too bad people only have one life. Cheon Hee-min asked curiously, I heard from Gwangju's Chen Qing that Baek Jun-soo personally came to take your life. Who exactly are you to escape from his hands? I'm sorry, today isn't suitable for revealing my identity. You'll definitely know next time we meet. After a while, 5-star gang's negotiation personnel arrived. Li Hua-ryong bowed respectfully at the door. I'm former Incheon Branch Hall Group B leader Li Hua-ryong. Sorry to bring you to such a shabby place, Vice Chairman. Hua-ryong, long time no see. You seem to be badly injured. I do have a question. You've already left the gang, why be so polite? Don't easily bow to others. We didn't set you free to see you live like this. Li Hua-ryong was somewhat stunned. Rank 7 Cheon Hee-min coming here was already surprising. Didn't expect Kim Jae-pil to personally appear. Kim Jae-pil is the man who used political means to overthrow the organizational system in 5-star gang where fists solve everything. Let me organize our current situation first. Kim Jae-pil went straight to the point. Please immediately release Gwangju Electronics Managing Director. After that, we'll begin negotiations. Hearing this, Ji-ri was furious. Hong In-ju is a criminal who violated the agreement and tried to kill all the citizens. Please shut up. I was about to speak when he interrupted me. You're an outsider with no right to voice opinions. If you say one more word, I'm leaving immediately. Release him. I could only signal Ji-ri to untie him. Kim Jae-pil turned. We have a car waiting downstairs. Please go down first. Thank you. I'll definitely repay you. Before leaving, he didn't forget to threaten. You just wait and see. I'll absolutely make sure you die horrible deaths. Ji-ri was seething with anger. Hong In-ju planned to kill all the citizens, and you're letting him go without knowing anything. Kim Jae-pil didn't change expression. How can I trust you? How do I know if it's Hong In-ju wanting to monopolize Gyeongsok District 3 Dong, or you couldn't negotiate properly with Gwangju privately? The girl was furious. Hong In-ju locked my father in the hospital. In the last battle, my father was nearly killed by your gang's rank 3 member. Kim Jae-pil dismissed it. Wasn't that young man the one who attacked Hong In-ju at the hospital? Even if the facts are as you say, that you were continuously threatened, this isn't sufficient to start a war. However, if that outsider continuously threatened Hong In-ju to take action, then today's situation is a war provoked by Wild Chicken Gang allying with outsiders to challenge Gwangju. I have the right to hold you accountable for violating the agreement. May I ask what reasons you have to overturn my speculation? Hearing this, we were utterly shocked, but it was too late for regrets. Kim Jae-pil turned to leave. We'll submit our proposal to you within 24 hours. Wild Chicken Gang gives us your response in 24 hours. Damn it, they never planned to negotiate with us from the start. However, although this exceeded my expectations, we still formulated a new plan. Kim Jae-pil, going downstairs, told Cheon Hee-min to go back alone. I don't give rides to cowards who call for backup because they're afraid of losing. Take a taxi yourself. Are you serious? That's such a heartless thing to say. After a while, I alone blocked Kim Jae-pil's car. He seemed to have expected this. What do you want? I explained calmly. Gwangju and 5-star gang belong to the same committee. Even if conflicts arise over interests, it can't go too far. But if Hong In-ju disappeared today, Gwangju, which already has no chairman, can't find a successor in the short term, right? If this meeting can only be forcibly terminated. For you who have no reason to negotiate with outsiders, this should be a good opportunity to talk, right? Seeing this, Kim Jae-pil realized that's when Li Hua-ryong ran out to capture the fleeing Hong in GYU. I already expected you to appear, but it's rare to meet someone compatible. I'm a bit unaccustomed. There happens to be an empty seat in the car. Want a ride? I smiled slightly. I don't trust you enough yet. Let's just talk here. Mr. Assassin, at this point I have no reason to harm you. I just want to invite you to a nice cigar lounge. I have very strict requirements for cigars, but hearing they had my favorite Country Y cigars, I didn't hesitate to get in the car. You should have told me about this brand earlier. Let's go. Inside the cigar lounge, we began talking. Kim Jae-pil spoke first. Actually, I have absolutely no interest in rebuilding Jangsok District 3 Dong. Such a small matter doesn't require my presence. I came today first because Hemin isn't mature enough yet. Second, I really can't understand why the master who attacked Kwangju's family would wander around an inconspicuous small community. I explained calmly. That day, I almost died. Thanks to the community residents, I could keep my life. During the reconstruction period, please provide housing for Jangsok District residents. At least let them live in new apartments in the Gangnam area. After reconstruction ends, don't charge any other fees either. That's a lot of money. Kim Jae-pil looked at me with interest. I responded calmly. You asked to meet me, probably wanting to know how I plan to deal with Kwangju, right? Kim Jae-pil denied it. I asked you out, simply because you know the committee exists. The country's largest conglomerate controlling H country's high-tech products and entertainment business through wealth. Kwangju, the mastermind behind the presidential assassination plot, a massive criminal organization whose rankings are determined by strength, five-star gang, an evil cult organization with the support of H country's president and 70% of parliament, Eternal Life Sect, the local crime organization with the most members, Sword Direction Society. The committee's convener is the Changju-yeon family. Since the 1990s, the five major forces jointly established the committee, pursuing only one goal: balance, perfect equilibrium where power doesn't favor any side. Hearing this, I said casually, looks like you think Chen Qing will destroy that balance. No, not so. You should know clearly. The person who nearly killed you back then, was it Chen Qing? These words immediately brought that familiar figure to my mind. Baek Jun-soo. Behind Kwangju stands Baek Jun-soo. We always express our respect for Kwangju with this phrase. A man of unknown origin suddenly became Kwangju chairman's bodyguard, a monster who surpasses ordinary people even in this violent era. Under Baek Jun-soo's protection, Kwangju chairman's position appeared exceptionally outstanding. Now he stepped to the forefront. If he has the desire to use Chen Qing to display his full power, then the balance maintained by the committee will inevitably be broken. You should understand what I mean, right? I fell into thought. He wants me to kill Chen Qing and Baek Jun-soo? Thank you for the cigar. I turned to leave. Regarding Jangsok District, I'll consider you agreed. Finally, Kim Jae-pil expressed hope to stay in contact with me, and I confidently looked back. Please look forward to this Kwangju board meeting. Soon after, Kwangju Electronics headquarters received a text message. Board members hurriedly reminded the vice chairman. Managing director Hong in GYU decided not to participate in the board vote. Through fax, he sent a message that he'd delegate a proxy to attend. At the same time, I also confessed to everyone the results of negotiations with five-star gang. Kim Jae-pil agreed to all the demands I first proposed. Until redevelopment ends, provide new apartments to residents free of charge, no fees collected. However, after moving in, they must buy and sell through companies designated by five-star gang, 50% of business profits repaying five-star gang. The conditions he proposed are particularly good, but he wants Ji-ri to resign from the gang leader position. Because Ji-ri's master is extremely powerful. Only one person in all of H country uses that kind of weapon. Ji-ri recalled, at that time, master invited me, and dad was shocked. He claimed he could let me join the most powerful top-tier organization in this circle. Hearing this, I proposed an idea. Hope Wild Chicken Gang can join under five-star gang's banner. Kim Jae-pil also agreed with my idea, although just a member of a branch, but this was immediately refused by Ji-ri. Five-star gang is the culprit who injured my father. I'm sorry, I can't agree, but this is the only way to save your father. Your father is still being treated at Kwangju's hospital. They discover Hong In-ju is missing. The first target will be your father. Kim Eon-sok stepped forward with other subordinates. Boss, agree with him. If we don't join five-star gang, Kwangju will definitely come for revenge. Then we'll face their true combat power directly. Kwangju security. In these 3 years, too many people died. Family, friends, neighbors, none spared. Even knowing Ji Seop was locked in Kwangju hospital, we worried about getting hurt ourselves and didn't dare step forward. What made the community strong wasn't others, but the boss protecting and leading us. All along, you've worked hard. This emotional scene left Ji-ri speechless. She already had her answer in her heart. All right, let's leave it at that. Let's go have a drink. Jangsok District matters finally came to an end. I prepared myself mentally for what's next. Hong In-ju's fingerprints are already in my possession. I can use them to infiltrate the board meeting. Chen Qing, you just wait. Now it's your turn. Meanwhile, Kwangju vice chairman and others began investigating, but still couldn't find Hong In-ju's whereabouts. At his house, they only found his 2 pet lions shot dead. At the same time, they also received contact from five-star gang, the Jangseok District 3 Dong redevelopment case led by Hong in GYU. Because he personally violated the agreement, according to the ceasefire agreement, subsequent development will be taken over by five-star gang. Vice Chairman Yong Guang-hu asked quietly, who is Hong In-ju's proxy? A remote little house. Hong In-ju had already been beaten beyond recognition by me. I thus confirmed information on the board's 15 members, so I set out, deciding to take the next step first. Ji-ri, Gray, and others came to see me off. Will you keep your promise? Gray asked. I smiled slightly. Kwangju will definitely come looking for trouble after a while. Just wait then. Currently, Kwangju's internal forces are divided into 2 factions, young Master Chen Qing's young camp and Vice Chairman's old guard camp. But because of Hong in GYU, the decision on the next chairman will fall into the hands of 2 neutral members. Kwangju Security also returned to Kwangju headquarters due to the emergency situation. Kwangju Security was originally an organization that only followed Baek Jun-soo's orders and couldn't interfere with Kwangju's management. But if a genius perfect in all aspects appeared within within them, he would become a member of Kwangju's board, and this person would become Baek Junsu's successor. This person is Han Do-kyung. All Kwangju security personnel respectfully welcomed the director's grand arrival. Chen Qing also went to see to find one of the committee members, the Chungju-yeon family. This mysterious family, as the committee's founders, has existed for hundreds of years. To maintain balance, they send one overseer to each faction to serve as board members. All members of this organization are female, each one capable of ranking in 5-star gang's top 10. Chen Qing, seeing Yeon Ha-ryeon, also went straight to the point. Have you heard about managing director Hong In-ju? Yeon Ha-ryeon nodded. What puzzled her was, the proxy's name is Chen Soo-hyuk. Is it the name I know? Chen Sik-ho, chairman's third son who died 17 years ago. How could a dead person become a proxy? Hearing this, Chen Qing smiled sinisterly. A ghost? No, someone has returned as a monster. I want to request the committee issue a warrant for the enemy who killed our family. Kill on sight only, bounty 200 billion. The scene returns to 17 years ago, when Grandpa designated me as the next chairman. It was immediately met with Chen Guho's protest. Dad, wait a minute. Why is it Soo-hyuk's son? Make things clear before you leave. But he only received Grandpa's grim look. Do I need to seek your opinions when making decisions? When Grandpa left, a group of people at the door knelt to see him off. You directors don't need to do such things. Don't do useless things like this before I return. And Dad's reminder also left a deep impression on 10-year-old me. Taeha, watch carefully. These people are all employees Grandpa promoted from grassroots to top management. His natural-born leadership inspires trust. They even voluntarily signed oaths, swearing lifelong loyalty to Dad alone. Outsiders call them the loyalist faction. They'll definitely become your support later too. 17 years later, I thought of these people again, under Gray's data search. Sure enough, these people had long been cleaned out by Chen Guho over the years, but still found one person's personnel file, though he's already retired. He runs a small tavern. I'm sending you the address. As I pushed open the door, a server came into view. Welcome. What's the best thing to eat here? Every dish in our store is delicious, but we have fresh fish today. Would you like to try it, sir? I struck up a conversation, casually. By the way, when will boss Gu Guangsu return? Who's that? The young man smiled. I'm the boss here. I could tell at a glance he was lying, though I don't understand. Sashimi. But can that knife of yours really cut sashimi properly? Hearing this, the young man slashed at me with one strike. I casually blocked it, only to find my knife was easily cut through. At this moment, the boss also emerged. Cho-hyun-moo, you forgot to turn off the lights when you went out again. Now the electricity bill. Master, someone's intruding. Please go outside first. The moment Gu Guangsu saw who it was, he froze in place. Long time no see, uncle. Back then, Gu Guangsu was Dad's personal bodyguard. He was a member of the loyalist faction, sworn to be loyal to father and me. After 17 years, the reunion of old friends made him weep endlessly. Thank goodness you're safe, young Master Taiha. After small talk, he began to host me. It's a bit shabby here, please forgive me. Welcome. So it was the young master who attacked the villa back then. No one else could do it, you're too excellent. Hearing this, I just shook my head. I failed. Chen Qing is still alive. But who's that person outside? Cho-hyun-moo is my disciple, Guangsu explained. My side business is blacksmithing. I took him as apprentice 8 years ago and finally have some results now. At this moment, I noticed the bounty warrant about myself in the trash. Gu Guangsu smiled wickedly. What work have you mainly been doing these days, young master? Executioner. I specifically punish those who betray the family. Interesting. So by that logic, I could be one of the execution targets too. After all, I took the day off that day and didn't board the yacht with young Master Soo-hyuk. Hearing this, I drew my blade without hesitation. However, after a series of harsh clashes, my blade instantly shattered. Unfortunately, your blade doesn't seem very good. Seeing this, I quickly shed my outer garment in the darkness. The moment he blocked, I flashed behind him. Gu Guangsu couldn't help but sigh. Truly excellent. Young Master's reflexes, who knows how many storms of blood he's experienced. Thinking of this, he suddenly hugged me tight. Even if I, Gu Guangsu, die 100 times, I have no complaints, young Master. 17 years ago, after young Master Soo-hyuk and chairman died on the yacht, the company conducted large-scale purges. Chen Guho killed all loyalist faction members loyal to the previous chairman, because they used me as bait. Chen Guho believed there were still loyalist faction people within Kwangju. If they're alive, they'll come find me. But 17 years have already passed. They've probably long forgotten me. Hearing this, I took out the pen Grandpa gave me when he died. This brought Guangsu's memories back to 17 years ago. Tortured and covered in wounds, Gu Guangsu in the interrogation room received questioning from several people. Guangsu, you've lost weight. It really breaks my heart. Dad and Soo-hyuk's funerals have successfully ended. We announced to the public that you couldn't board the yacht because your mother with Alzheimer's was critically ill. Hearing this, Gu Guangsu was furious. It's all your schemes. The caregiver who looked after my mom for 8 years suddenly resigned, and my mother disappeared. You think I don't know it's all your trap to keep me off the yacht? Don't say such nonsense. Chen Guho sneered. How many more loyalist faction members are in the company? Write them down. Speak. Who else refuses to follow me? Attorney Kim In-soo has already joined us. This isn't about defending a nation. Your loyalty is utterly foolish. Gu Guangsu refused to yield and slammed his head against the wall. That's enough. Baek Jun-soo advised. What do you mean by enough? Which aspect? Should I give up like you, big brother? Back then, I almost became a thug. The chairman accepted me. He built Kwangju, yet you're telling me to betray him? This denies my entire life. Rather than betray the chairman, I'd rather die by smashing my head. In the blink of an eye, 17 years have passed. Gu Guangsu sighed. Now probably no one remembers this pen. But I, someone who survived disgracefully, will still act according to the chairman's will. Young master, please become Kwangju's chairman. At the same time at Kwangju headquarters, to win the board election, Chen Qing sent people to bribe vice chairman faction subordinates, and Yang Guanghu happened to meet him at this time. The two glared at each other, neither willing to submit. Yang Guanghu slowly spoke, "I'm very grateful to you. Thanks to you actively eliminating the loyalist faction and that idiot Chen Guho, I can finally sit in the chairman's position after 37 years. 3 days ago, you commissioned Yon Ha-ryun to hunt the killer who murdered the Chen family. He's the one who severed your leg tendons, right? I'm really curious. If he's captured alive, what secrets will he reveal? Once I find him, let's see if you resign yourself or kill yourself." At the tavern, I instructed Gu Guangsu to make me a blade. I want a blade strong enough that it will never break. Can you do it? Because Baekjun-su destroyed my blade with his bare hands. I've worked as an assassin for many years. This is the first time I've encountered such a situation. Gu Guangsu reminded. You chose to attend the board meeting using your father's name. Now they're all in a panic. I smiled confidently. This is all under control. If Yang Guanghu's ambition is the same as back then, he'll definitely bite down on Chen Qing and not let go. If I can infiltrate the board meeting using the chaos, my very existence is enough to prove that Chen Qing killed family members and launched a coup. This kind of person will absolutely not be accepted by the board, although my plan seems fairly complete. But no matter what, I must fight Baekjun-su to the death. His strength surpasses everyone. Gu Guangsu was stunned. If you fight him again, do you think you can win? He and I aren't about determining victory or defeat. This is a goal I must achieve. Any traitor who threatens family, no matter who, I'll kill them all. Besides, it's not my first time encountering powerful monsters. No problem. Gu Guangsu slapped his chest. I'll definitely forge a blade that'll shock even brother Junsu. Right after I left, I discovered I was already being watched. You're the man worth 20 billion, right? Please come with me. Bounty hunters? I was only wanted for 1 day. Before I could think, the old man behind me struck with a stick, sending me flying, smashing through several wooden boards before stopping. This scene made both of them think I was done for. Oh no, weren't we supposed to capture him alive? But the old man explained he wasn't knocked away by me. Just now, he leaped up and reduced the impact force. Gu Guangsu inside the tavern also heard the commotion outside, but the next second he was stabbed from behind. The culprit was the apprentice who pretended to be a fool for several years. He's one of the strongest assassins, nameless. Kwangju Security's Special Operations Unit. Back then, Baekjun-su established an unofficial group to select his successor. After selecting Han Do-kyung, they announced to the public that all members had been eliminated, but Chen Qing chose to make good use of those eliminated. Nameless smiled slightly. The blade tip has South American pit viper venom, not lethal, but enough to knock you out. Although we're face to face, this is the first time meeting like this, right? Gu Guangsu suddenly pulled away, trembling all over from the venom. Are you really Kwangju's undercover agent to monitor me who's been forgotten for years? Nameless smiled. This is an indefinite ambush. There's only one condition to end this ambush. That's to find the remaining loyalist faction members. With that, he struck another blow, knocking down Gu Guangsu. Alright, it's all over. Time to take the young master's head. At the same time, Young Tu, who could throw iron balls at amazing speed, and Young Ta with powerful striking force, the two cooperated seamlessly, posing considerable threat to me without a weapon. If I had a blade in hand, I could definitely resolve this quickly. Too bad. 20 billion bounty is no joke. At least you'd need to rank in 5-star gangs top 10 to dodge our attacks. Just come with us obediently. At least you'll keep your life. Jung Ta mocked. We get paid for capturing you alive, so just come with us obediently. I immediately realized they weren't sent by Chen Qing. The moment I was distracted, Nameless slashed at me. Fortunately, I reacted quickly and dodged instantly. This immediately triggered Young Tu and his partner's displeasure. Who the hell are you to touch our prey? The two began exerting force, preparing to kill Nameless too, but in an instant his arm was severed and sent flying. Nameless looked disdainful. Go die, trash. Jung Ta erupted in fury and struck at him with full force. Nameless used just one slash to knock him down, even splitting his iron rod in two. I'm in a good mood right now. Stop your wailing and just die already. I noticed his clothes. So you're the tavern's apprentice. Are you an undercover in disguise? How's it inside? He should already be dead. Nameless mocked. With that venom and getting cut twice by me, his smile became increasingly manic. I almost wasted my entire life. Good thing you appeared. What loyalist faction? Aside from that old stubborn fool, the rest are just imaginary enemies. My only goal is to kill Han Do-kyung and seize the traitor Baekjun-su's position. Seeing this, I didn't change expression. Gu Guangsu the blade. In an instant, Gu Guangsu burst through the window, knocking Nameless to the ground. Two blades instantly reached my hands. As Gu Guangsu fell, he was still muttering something. I understand. Rest a bit first. Just as I was stunned for a moment, Nameless appeared behind me and kicked me flying. Seeing this, I just lightly brushed the dust off. Nameless took the opportunity to push over an electrical pole to smash at me. Sparks flying everywhere made me focus intently too, but somewhat passive, I could only constantly block attacks. Nameless mocked. I heard Chen Qing say you couldn't touch a single hair of Baekjun-su and ultimately could only flee in defeat. If that's the case, how do you still have the face to go find him again? Your strength is pathetically weak. I swung my blade to continuously defend against attacks. This person is strong, speed like he can teleport instantly, but the speed is slow, allowing people to easily block. All these years he maintained his disguise, his acting skills so superb even I couldn't see through it. The blade in his hand is exceptionally sharp, yet still needs additional poison. This reminds me me of Master's teachings in the Salerno family. Assassination methods. Assassins are far less effective than poison bombs and other high-tech. If deploying professional assassins requires massive funds and can't expose true identity. Thinking of this, I smiled slightly. This person meets all conditions of an assassin, good at creating favorable environments and disguising, yet always wants to decide victory head-on. I finally understand why Chen Qing and Baek Jun-soo left you here for so many years. They wanted to train you as an assassin, but you kept acting like a hitman, so they had to give up on you. Struck in his sore spot, Nameless was livid. After countless failures back then, he begged Master to give him one more chance, and Baek Jun-soo remained expressionless, indicating he was very disappointed in him. You didn't show your strengths at all, only focusing on that insurmountable mountain. You'll never become Han Do-kyung. Shut up. What do you know? Nameless raged. A coward who runs away after being abandoned. What right do you have to talk? I'll definitely bring your head back to gain their recognition again. His swift moves were all dodged by me. Using too much force, he charged directly into the elevator, and I pressed the close button. You don't seem to understand your situation. I've already given you many chances. Now it's my turn to strike. You have great talent as an assassin, but if all your cards are played, you should pay the price. I effortlessly blocked all his attacks, then with swift slashes sent him flying. Continuous slashing left Nameless barely able to block with all his might. He quickly pulled away, thinking he found an excellent counterattack opportunity. The next second, my blade was already pointed at his face. I told you, your movements are easily seen through. The situation is bad. Nameless accelerated and fled in panic, but I was always behind him. Not bad. Running is the ideal choice. How does it feel, that feeling of being outmatched by your opponent? Nameless was about to counterattack. I quickly launched suppression again. The next second, the blade in my hand shattered. Nameless said smugly, that blade is my failed work. You actually want to defeat me with that. Little did he know, even losing one blade, I still quickly suppressed him. The sound of shattering glass came. I pushed him toward the window. No matter how he fought back, I easily blocked everything. One careless move and I even cut his cheek. After the fight ended, I elegantly pulled out a cigarette. Honestly, your abilities opened my eyes. First time I've met a naturally gifted assassin, but your acting and disguise are flawless. Living together always reveals flaws. What Gu Guangsu just said was, please don't kill him. Nameless leaped from the smoke, wanting to fight again, but his body immediately couldn't move. You fought me for so long with a venom-coated blade. My blade also got a bit of venom on it. Borrowing the sparks from his final slash, I elegantly lit my cigarette. For the sake of loyalty, I've decided to spare your life. That night, Chen Qing was very happy when he heard Han Do-kyung also planned to vote for him. Good news really comes one after another. Chen Taiha also seems to have been dealt with. He casually threw the phone to Baek Jun-soo, confirm Chen Taiha's body, and bring back Nameless later. Deal with him too. After all, people can't be recycled and reused. The next second, the voice from the phone shocked Baek Jun-soo a bit. Young master, you're still alive. Looks like you dealt with Nameless. That's right, come out. Or should I come up? If you wanted to attack young master Chen Qing, you wouldn't have called at all. Did you suddenly become hesitant? Afraid of failing like last time? I responded calmly. I didn't think that complexly back then. Family all dead, single-mindedly seeking revenge only. But this time, I changed my mind. So before taking action, I want to hear your explanation. Baek Jun-soo, why'd you betray Grandpa and our family? Chen Qing's coup stemmed from desire for power, but you're still Gwangju Security's representative with no changes. From Grandpa to Chen Guho, you've betrayed twice like this. What was it all for? Baek Jun-soo said calmly. Young master, beasts will willingly give their lives for their children. But when they can't grow or are defective, parents will bite through their necks without hesitation. Do you think I'm betraying them? Don't think so complexly. Gwangju isn't anyone's subordinate. A legal entity is an individual established by law. The agreement between me and Chairman Chen Sok-ho has only one thing: to protect Gwangju. Hearing this, my face darkened. For such an absurd reason, you put my parents to death. Looks like we have nothing good to talk about, right? Just as I focused intently, preparing to face this powerful enemy, Baek Jun-soo suddenly made a subtle hand signal. Just as I looked confused, Han Do-kyung's tall figure appeared silently behind me, startling me into quickly pulling away. Baek Jun-soo made another gesture indicating the time wasn't right. Young Master Chen Qing wasn't waiting for Nameless at all. I didn't come downstairs to see you either. I'll wait for you at the board meeting. We'll settle it then. Good. Let's make it a deal. The scene shifts. Before us is a dummy made of silicone. The vice chairman gave an order, and its head was directly blown to pieces. The attendant explained the bomb's principle. Steel fragments attack fatally along the spine, and bombs have already been installed under all seats in Chen Qing's camp. The bomb detonator is a ceramic component. Metal detectors can't detect it at all. The only variable left is him. We currently don't have his whereabouts. Is this really okay? Vice Chairman Yong Guanghu was indifferent. Whether it's Chen Qing or Baek Jun-soo, neither can make up for my life's regret. That day, Gwangju headquarters was bustling with activity. Reporters surrounded the entrance completely. Although on the first floor almost none of the board members appeared, but all core members of Gwangju Security were present. Something big was definitely about to happen. At this, Chen Qing looked helpless. What's the point of deploying bodyguards to the first floor? Could that guy really swagger in through the first floor entrance? On the 36th floor of Gwangju headquarters, there's a door that hasn't been opened to outsiders for months. That is the chairman's office, a space only past chairman could enter. And at this moment, Vice Chairman Yong Guanghu was performing a ritual on the 36th floor. A group of old men singing and dancing. everything. Hearing about this, Chen Qing just found it funny. He must be very happy. Even in old age, his ambition hasn't diminished at all. Delusional about becoming Kwangju's chairman. After Grandpa died, many people thought it was Dad who swept away the loyalist faction. Actually, the one who really tortured and struck down the loyalist faction was that old man Young Guanghu. Dad was worried back then and had me monitor them, so I secretly saw it all. We only have deep respect for the chairman. Why treat us this way? The more loyal you are, the more Chen family secrets you know. If you don't speak now, I'll kill you. How exciting. Will Chen Taiha be killed by me or die at Young Guanghu's hands? At the same time, I alone arrived at headquarters entrance. Reporters were all discussing among themselves. A few days ago, I kept watch at Gu Guangsu's bedside, asking him, after all these years, why didn't you choose to escape? The loyalist faction all died, and before I returned, Kwangju was a place with no future for uncle. Why would Kwangju send a spy to lurk for decades before an uncle who had nothing? Hearing this, Gu Guangsu explained, I believe someday someone will inherit Chairman Chen Sukho's will, and some people seeing my persistence ultimately decided to believe and wait together. Believe and wait, who could it be? At this moment, with a loud shout of full alert, Kwangju Security's Country M branch collectively appeared. If anyone threatens Kwangju with a blade, execute them on the spot immediately. They're the Shadow Squad established for espionage missions and unknown to the outside world. Supposedly, they have even more experience than headquarters personnel. Plus, they don't report to Teacher Bake, which seems to confirm rumors that Young Guanghu recruited them. But they're not enemies. Everyone's main goal is still protecting Kwangju. Today, no matter how top-tier the character, we've deployed Kwangju's elite 400 fighters, and I appeared calmly and slowly. I am the eldest son of the late chairman Chen Sokho's third son, Chen Su-hyuk, Chen Taiha. These words shocked everyone. Chen Qing said smugly, he actually dares to walk through the front door? Then I explained, 17 years ago, in an accident, I nearly died in the bay. After many twists and turns, I arrived here. I will follow the will of Kwangju's founder, my grandfather, and assert my rights at the board meeting. May I ask if anyone remembers this pen? Seeing this, the young bodyguard dismissed it. How long ago was that? It's useless. But the next second, something unbelievable happened. How many years of perseverance and waiting, enduring countless interrogations and bearing it all, having to swallow anger and even kill companions. Heaven and earth gods, please punish me who killed companions out of cowardice. And comfort Big Brother Sukho's regrets from these 17 years. Grant his successor eternal blessings. Vice Chairman Yong Guanghu knelt before me. Welcome back, young master. All reporters were in an uproar over this scene. All loyalist faction members deeply regret not executing the previous chairman's orders. We failed to guide the company on the right path. Seeing this, I remained expressionless. Let's go. Attend the board meeting. When I appeared in the hall, the first to be shocked was Moon Young Min. Didn't expect the vice chairman was actually loyalist faction. Weren't those people all dealt with before? What's going on here? The atmosphere inside instantly became tense, ready for battle. Even if Yong Guanghu chooses to betray, nothing will change. With Shadow Squad present, our numbers are triple theirs. If we don't deal with them here, Chen Qing might lose at the board meeting. Just then, a voice came. What's the situation now? Changju Yun family's Yun Ha-rion appeared timely. Vice Chairman Yong, what's going on? This is getting interesting. Seeing someone from the Yun family present, the bodyguards didn't dare make a move. Then several people went upstairs together. Yun Ha-rion couldn't help but be surprised. Truly unexpected. Vice Chairman Yong is actually a member of the loyalist faction. You've always been very ambitious. Or were you acting all along? Did you really act for decades for a dead person? Or did you already know the young master would return? I didn't know. Yong Guanghu explained. When the villa was attacked, I didn't know what was happening either. At that time, former Deputy Representative Gu Guangsu of Kwangju Security contacted me. When I saw the photo on the bounty notice, I was convinced the young master was still alive. At that moment, our waiting was rewarded. So the memories preserved in my heart wouldn't turn to nothing. I persisted in not letting Kwangju be taken by those with ulterior motives. Entering the conference room, everyone's mood looked very complex. Whether Chen Qing's camp's Kim Myong-gi or Yang Guanghu's camp's Jiang Pyo-do, Yon Ha-rion spoke first. Today there's an emergency proposal, so I invited relevant parties. Does everyone have objections? Chen Qing's camp's Otae-gu questioned. What does this mean now? This isn't just anywhere as Kwangju Group's board. How can we casually let a wanted criminal in? Yong Guanghu immediately refuted. Please watch your words. He's a victim of the yacht incident. Chen Su-hyuk's son. Hearing this, Otaegu couldn't stop his mockery. Do you want me to call him Crown Prince? Vice Chairman Yong has little time left. To successfully enter the 36th floor, he's using every dirty trick. Seeing this, I quietly called out several unfamiliar names. 17 years ago, 8 mercenaries attacked the yacht in a storm. I've already killed 7. Only that Oriental who could speak Korean. I could never find him. Didn't expect he'd hide in Kwangju. Otaegu dismissed it. What nonsense are you talking about? Do you have proof? Looks like you still don't understand your situation. My face darkened. Kim In-soo was killed. The secret villa was attacked. Plus Hong In-jiu on your left has disappeared. I really don't understand. Where you get the courage to speak loudly. Since you've said enough, is it my turn to speak now? Each country's inheritance law is quite ridiculous. Stocks, bonds, and other intangible assets can all be inherited by direct blood relatives. As a new law, the effective date was exactly 2 months before Grandpa and I were attacked on the yacht. After Grandpa and Dad died, the 28 shares they held were all inherited by former chairman Chen Gu-ho. Hearing this, Otaegu started arguing again. I thought you had something to say. What old account is this? Yong Guanghu immediately silenced him. Chairman Chen Sik-ho Gu-ho just died, and the company immediately established an emergency response committee. You know how many days it took from starting to eliminate the loyalist faction to Chen Gu-ho taking over as chairman? It ended a week after the funeral. Even you, Oh Tae-gu, only climbed to director position thanks to senior employees being eliminated. Seeing this, I continued to add, of course, you could say it's all coincidence. But after 17 years, I returned to H country. The broker helping me happened to be Kwangju's lackey. Attorney Kim In-soo happened to become the first target when he had no bodyguards. The location where the Chen family held secret meetings was actually that old villa I knew about. When I went to check, all Chen family members were already dead. Only Chen Ching remained alone. Is this coincidence? And there's five-star gang's Chi Yeon-hee-min who received Chen Ching's commission at that time, tasked with finding Kim In-soo's killer. But why commission five-star gang when he could clearly send Kwangju security to handle it? Why inform outside forces about this, doing things that damage Kwangju's reputation? He probably wanted five-star gang to owe a favor, convenient for requesting their assistance later. If he wants to enter the board after becoming chairman, he needs at least committee member support. Yong Guang-hoo slammed the table. I propose again, the board must reinvestigate the series of events that occurred before. To investigate the yacht capsizing incident and this Chen family massacre case, we should immediately form a response committee to find the truth. The board meeting should also stop immediately and bring Sean Hee-min as a witness to question him face to face. Yeon Ha-ryeon looked at Chen Ching with interest. Chen Ching gritted his teeth, fiercely rubbing his eyes. I feel unbearable grief and anger, so this is the ugliness of power. His eyes reddened. Is seeing the truth really this difficult? Who killed attorney Kim In-soo? Who killed our outsourced company members and attacked the villa? Who killed my father and family and severed my leg tendons? Vice Chairman, why don't you understand my heart of eternal dedication to Kwangju? Chen Ching suddenly showed a sinister smile. You say I killed my father for shares, fine. I'm willing to surrender all my own shares to the state. Of course, that includes all of Chairman Chen Suk-ho's shares too. This risky move shocked Yong Guang-hoo and others. No wonder even the previous chairman feared Chen Ching so much. Chen Ching added, I just want to create a beautiful future for Kwangju. I never thought of harming others. Yong Guang-hoo immediately hesitated. What's this kid planning? Does he have other ways to control power even after donating shares? Did he also join forces with those idiots from Eternal Life Sect? Whatever, whether you donate or not is your family's business, but the events from 17 years ago and the villa must be thoroughly investigated. Seeing me break the deadlock, others also started agreeing, must reinvestigate. The urgent matter is investigating whether you're qualified to inherit shares. Other issues can be considered later. Chen Ching looked hypocritical. Do you believe those absurd accusations? Am I a lunatic who killed my own father and relatives? You devil who violates ethics? Managing Director Cheon Jae-soo was furious. I heard long ago what you did a month ago. Using catching the villa incident culprit as an excuse, you lured your cousin's direct relatives to a restaurant, then shot them dead. Little did anyone know, the janitor hiding in the utility room witnessed it all. Chen Ching dismissed it. Utterly absurd. Do you have proof? Do you have proof I was there? How do I know the janitor isn't an actor you hired? She worked at the company for 8 years with excellent reviews. You think I didn't verify? Chen Ching roared. So you're saying I'm the kind of person who kills family for power, kills the chairman, and kills relatives too? Someone who'll kill anyone who slightly displeases them? Watching them argue, I had an ominous premonition. Although knowing Chen Ching is talking nonsense, it makes people inexplicably nervous. My body feels tight like being coiled by a python. Must pause the board meeting. This guy definitely has other purposes. Just as I was about to voice my opinion, I was immediately interrupted by Chen Ching's camp. The agenda for this board meeting was prepared long ago. Do you think we have lots of time to discuss next time? Director Cheon countered. If the newly elected chairman is arrested as a criminal, Kwangju's stock price will plummet. The inner unease grew stronger. I immediately advised the vice chairman to prepare to leave. But Chen Ching proposed a new opinion. Until the next board meeting, the chairman position remains temporarily vacant. But to address Director Cheon's concerns, if I become chairman, I'll suspend registration procedures first. After investigation ends in a month, then register. Let's vote first. If I'm elected, the vice chairman can still act as temporary chairman. You can abstain if you don't want to participate. Chen Ching seemed overly anxious, making even Yeon Ha-ryeon suspicious. So the election vote still proceeded. Even with Han Do-kyung supporting Chen Ching could only get 7 votes at most. This way, no matter how you look at it, it's a tie. Is this his goal? If it's not that, could there be a traitor among us? Thinking of this, Chen Ching's supporters raised their hands one by one, including Han Do-kyung, 7 votes. But unexpectedly, Jang Pyo-do from Yong Guang-hoo's camp also trembled and raised his hand. Jang Pyo-do? You? Could it be? Jang Pyo-do's tears fell. He was holding a remote control in his hand. Could this be? The detonation device demonstrated during the day. A loyalist faction member defected. That statement was Chen Ching speaking to Jang Pyo-do. The detonation device was pressed in an instant. Get away! I roared and pushed Yong Guang-hoo aside. Flames instantly erupted. The explosion echoed throughout the building. A spray of blood. All directors from the loyalist faction Yong Guang-hoo camp perished. Chen Ching's camp host also announced Chen Ching's successful election with 7 votes advantage. I announced Chen Ching as the next chairman, and I reacted quickly during the explosion, saving Yong Guang Guanghu. The entire conference room was blood-soaked. Cockroaches are everywhere, aren't they? Chen Qing, have you gone mad, killing so many people in public? Chen Qing looked innocent. Who? Me. Clearly it was Yang Piu-du with a guilty conscience. Why glare at me? So you see, who told you to keep provoking him? Just as I was about to teach him a lesson, Yon Ha Ryan had already leaped toward him. You lunatic, how dare you drag me into this too? But this punch was firmly blocked by Hondo Kyung. Director Yun, you seem to misunderstand me. The one who pressed the button wasn't me. Before Chen Qing could finish, I also drew my blade and charged at him. Unfortunately, with Hondo Kyung nearby, I was forced back by his kick. At the same time, Yon Ha Ryan was also flung away by him. She immediately raged. No need to report to my sisters, I'll kill you here. Just as she said, Chen Qing, let's settle this too. Just as I prepared to join forces with Yon Ha Ryan to kill Chen Qing, I suddenly heard Yong Guanghu's groan. Young master, are you alright? Seeing this, I immediately hesitated. Chen Qing took the opportunity to contact Baek Junsu, immediately notify headquarters employees. Chen Taiha and the loyalist faction detonated bombs at the board meeting. From now on, eliminate all loyalist faction members within headquarters. With the first gunshot fired by Chen Qing's subordinate, a major battle officially began at Gwangju headquarters building. Damn it, what to do? Chen Qing daring to make a move means he has powerful backing. Not just at Hondo Kyung, presumably other reinforcements will arrive immediately too. But if we don't kill Chen Qing this time, who knows when there'll be another chance. After some hesitation, I quickly helped up Yong Guanghu. We need to leave quickly, thanks to the young master. Smile, I can pull myself together. Let's get out quickly. Before leaving, I made a threat. Third time's the charm. Next time I'll definitely kill you, Chen Qing. What should I do then? You'll be dead today. I helped Yong Guanghu to the door. The elevator looks very unsafe. We better take the stairs. No need, we can take the elevator. Yong Guanghu was confident. I had them take control of the elevator first once they sensed something was wrong. No matter how skilled you are, young master, you can't single-handedly fight all of Gwangju security and escape successfully. The elevator had already been turned into a bloodbath by Shadow Squad Captain Kim B. Young master, please remember, you're not fighting alone. At the same time in the building, Shadow Squad and Gwangju Security's main force engaged in fierce firefight. Although Shadow Squad was outnumbered, their combat experience was rich and their strength superior. In moments, they carved out a bloody path, and Kim Bai and I, with our superior skills, moved almost unimpeded. Looks like Gwangju Security didn't deploy many personnel in ambush. Because large numbers of media arrived, security's forces mainly gathered on the first floor. But we haven't taken control of the control room yet, so we decided to use emergency stairs on both sides of the building to give no reaction time. Chen Qing didn't prepare for this either. If that kid isn't stupid, he wouldn't want to start a war at the company. My old brain cleared up and many clues aligned too. Even if Jiang Piu-du, who installed the bombs, chose to betray, Chen Qing could have already won with 8 votes then. But he still provoked Jiang Piu-du to press the button. Piu-du always cherished his family. Chen Qing definitely threatened him using this. Chen Qing knew once the cases from 17 years ago and the villa were reinvestigated, everything would turn to nothing. Although Chen Qing acted indifferent, he'd already been cornered at the board meeting. As long as we get out of here alive, it's already a huge blow to him. I absolutely won't hand Gwangju's future to that psycho who kills his own family. Meanwhile, Chen Qing also arrived at the 36th floor. Although the situation is chaotic, I still kept my promise and became chairman. You should give me the 36th floor key now. Congratulations on your inauguration, chairman. Little Qing, don't disappoint me in Gwangju. Hearing this, Chen Qing was triumphant. All right then, let's go in and see. I really want to see what that damn chairman's office looks like. Baek Junsu blocked him. Chairman, it's very dangerous currently. The helicopter is on standby. Please evacuate immediately. I don't want to. Chen Qing smiled wickedly. I became chairman. Why should I run away like last time? Isn't this building mine? First order as Gwangju chairman, Baek Junsu. I want you to capture and kill Chen Taiha and those loyalist faction members today, then bring their bodies before me. On the building's first floor, the battle between Shadow Squad and security intensified. Shadow Squad, skilled in close combat, instantly suppressed Gwangju security personnel once they got close. Shadow Squad's squad leader also launched a fierce offensive against Moon Young Min. When you were under me, I had some expectations for you. Now as a Chen family bodyguard, you've gotten too complacent. Moon Young Min, facing his former master's offensive, could only retreat steadily. He originally knew clearly the gap between himself and his master's strength, but he didn't understand why the strength gap was so large. Not allowing him to be distracted, he was kicked flying in an instant. The Shadow Squad, those abandoned dogs, accumulated overwhelming experience surviving abroad. Could this be the Wall Master spoke of? Master, please tell me. We made no mistakes, just insufficient intel on Chen Taiha. Why is it all our fault? Baek Junsu said coldly. I haven't blamed any of you. Adjusting positions was just hoping you'd lie low. Moon Young Min was incredulous. What lie low? Who threatens us in Gwangju? If you face young Master Taiha next time, can you beat him? Moon Young Min was speechless. I still need a bit more time. It's my fault for overprotecting you, preventing you from overcoming that wall, so I'm having you stay far away. People who falter before the wall only have deep despair awaiting them. Suddenly, a barrage of bullets rained from above. Shadow Squad retreated backward. A bunch of useless trash. You can't even stop primitive men with knives? Gwangju Security's Deputy Representative Heo Pyong-won jumped down from above, imposing. A bunch of useless brats. I'm confiscating your vacation days. With that, he fired a burst at his own people, forcing everyone to retreat outside. Shadow Squad leader couldn't help but sigh. The guy nicknamed Mad Tiger that Baek Jun-soo personally recruited is indeed as crazy as rumored. For Baek Jun-soo to make a lunatic deputy representative is truly unbelievable. Has Baek Jun-soo completely lost his mind? Meanwhile, I brought Yong Gwang-hoo and carved a bloody path about to reach the first floor. Yong Gwang-hoo explained, Kwangju security deputy representative Heo Pyong-won secretly cultivates a private army called Yongmu Squad. Heo Pyong-won is a monster second only to Baek Jun-soo in strength. We need to assist others quickly. At this moment, I received a call from Gray. I heard things have become a complete mess now. What floor are you on? Hearing this, I immediately told them not to come. It's too dangerous. Gray explained the uncle had instructed. At the same time on the first floor, a blue vehicle rammed through, directly knocking Heo Pyong-won flying. Former Kwangju security deputy representative Gu Guangsu made a flashy entrance. I never thought I'd step foot in this crappy company again. Didn't expect it's still just as rotten. Kwangju security bodyguards looked confused. Is this a new enemy? Never seen him before. The next second, Heo Pyong-won got up and fired a burst at Gu Guangsu and the others. I was wondering who it was. Turns out it's the former deputy representative who chose the wrong side and was eventually asked to resign. Gu Guangsu drew his blade to fight. Please call me a loyal former employee. Moon Young-min looked admiringly. Could he be the legendary figure who established the security system together with Master? Eunji-ri and Gray popped out from somewhere. The redhead squad leader was speechless. What the hell, a bunch of kids. Gu Guangsu explained, you can completely trust them. One of them is an intelligence broker. The other received education from the Changju Yon family heir. With that, Gu Guangsu commanded, Gray and Ji-ri headed straight for the control room in basement 1. Several bodyguards wanted to open fire. Gu Guangsu flashed and instantly grabbed a bodyguard. In a blink, he threw them to the ground. When holding a gun, raise your hand a bit higher. And you, shoot faster. What are you waiting for? And you, wrong posture. Chin too low. Gu Guangsu, with superior footwork, moved through numerous bodyguards, knocking them down one by one. I'm not sure who conducted tactical training, but their performance is completely inadequate. With that, he shot forward, directly targeting Heo Pyong-won, who was preparing to ambush. Heo Pyong-won directly grabbed one of his own as a human shield. The bullet pierced through the skull toward Gu Guangsu, but he dodged. Gu Guangsu swung his blade back, slicing his pistol in two. Shameless bastard, using your own people as human shields. Heo Pyong-won looked sinister. They're all trash anyway. Of course I should save on personnel costs. The two drew blades and clashed madly. But in just a short while, fine cuts began appearing on Gu Guangsu's arm. 2 days earlier, Gu Guangsu had gathered intel from Shadow Squad personnel. Heo Pyong-won is a complete lunatic. Some time ago, 16 tourists were kidnapped abroad by terrorists. All hostages were killed, all by Heo Pyong-won's hand. At the time, as part of the government negotiation team's entourage, he killed both hostages and terrorists to seize the ransom. Really didn't expect brother Jun-soo would let that kind of person into the company. Heo Pyong-won forcefully sent Gu Guangsu flying. Baek Jun-soo said, what Kwangju needs now is overwhelming power. At this moment, he suddenly discovered his blade had been damaged by Gu Guangsu. I never do meaningless things, but Heo Pyong-won, you must die today. Years ago, Heo Pyong-won, who killed hostages and terrorists and obtained $20 million, disappeared. Eventually, Baek Jun-soo brought a few people and found Heo Pyong-won staying in a small country. He looked at the people before him with great disdain. I survived in an environment full of terrorists. You're just Kwangju's lackeys. Heo Pyong-won's strength was stronger than imagined, but in the eyes of Baek Jun-soo's attendant Ozra, Baek Jun-soo had been testing his strength until subduing him. Damn it, what's with this guy? We're fighting so fiercely, yet he's not even red-faced or out of breath. Baek Jun-soo slowly spoke, I'll only ask one thing. Why did you have to sabotage the negotiation? If your goal was getting the government's $20 million, you could have acted before negotiations. Heo Pyong-won was puzzled. What are you talking about? I just thought they were making trouble, so I destroyed the agreement. They think money can solve everything. They're crazy. If not for me, H country would have been a sucker long ago. Hearing this, Baek Jun-soo's lips curved slightly upward. Good, I came specifically to recruit you, Heo Pyong-won. The scene shifts as Yong Gwang-hoo explained to me when the chairman brought Baek Jun-soo back. His loyalty to the chairman exceeded anyone's. But 18 years ago, his attitude suddenly changed dramatically. That was the year before the young master's accident. I'm not very clear on the specific reason, but at that time, the chairman mentioned to me several times his confusion about whether to join the committee. Guho kept telling me he received the committee's invitation and wanted to persuade me to join, but do we need to join an organization with all sorts of people? At that time, facing the chairman's doubts, I told him he should refuse. After all, the committee members are all villains. During the chairman's overseas business trip, Chen Guho constantly visited Kwangju security. A year later, that accident happened, and on a yacht where the chairman's personal bodyguard Baek Jun-soo wasn't present. Baek Jun-soo often says only those with top-tier strength can become leaders of the masses. To select Baek Jun-soo's successor, the Special Operations Unit conducts group survival battles. Ultimately, Han Do-kyung became the successor. Kim Bai added, including myself, several Shadow Squad leaders were all abandoned by Special Operations and sent abroad on missions. We understand Baek Jun-soo well. On the surface, he pretended to care about us, had us call him master, and trained our bodies and minds, making us obey only him. Even Kwangju's chairman couldn't interfere with Kwangju's security, so we had even deeper trust in him. But actually, he didn't see us as human at all. He treated Kwangju security as a huge breeding farm, constantly cultivating and discarding until selecting satisfactory talent. Hearing this, I immediately recalled what Kim Jae-pil said, and Baek Jun-soo's own words, beasts will bite through their children's necks without hesitation. All this made my inner thoughts even more resolute. Kim Bai, excuse me, but how much time can you buy? Hearing this, both were stunned. Then Yong Gwang-hoo immediately realized my thinking. Young master, absolutely not. We must escape first and recuperate. If you fight Baek Jun-soo one-on-one, it's certain death, I responded calmly, starting from grandpa, then to mom and dad, then those who gave me new life. I never learned to abandon or run away. If Baek Jun-soo is Kwangju's core, then I'll handle him. Please buy me some time. Right now, even the security deputy representative is on the first floor. Now's the perfect chance to strike at Baek Jun-soo. Kim B was very surprised. We finally got to the first floor, and I said firmly, I only need 10 minutes. Hearing this, Kim B slowly approached. Do you know why we joined the Loyalist faction? Because this is the only way to kill Baek Jun-soo. After special operations members were abandoned, they could only join Shadow Squad, sent abroad specifically to do Kwangju's dirty work. During this time, we couldn't look after our families, until one day we learned most of our family members likely died in various accidents for leaking Kwangju's secrets. Our determination to kill Baek Jun-soo doesn't lose to yours, young master, but now isn't the time. If we miss today, it'll be too late. I interrupted him. Hearing this, Kim Bai became emotional. You almost died at the villa too. How could you possibly beat the man standing at Kwangju's peak? I can. Last time was because I was too hasty chasing Chen Xing and fell into a trap. If I fight him one-on-one, I only need 10 minutes to defeat him. So Kim B, you only need to trust me. Hold him off for 10 minutes, I'll kill Baek Jun-soo. Young master, go with peace of mind. Yong Gwang-hoo spoke. I'll wait for your return. Please take care of yourself. Hearing this, I didn't hesitate and rushed upstairs. Only Kim B remained utterly stunned. Vice Chairman, are you serious? We finally got downstairs, yet you're letting him run back up? Yong Gwang-hoo fell into memories. As I've grown older, my memory has gradually faded. I actually forgot young master Taiha's childhood personality. At the same time, in the 11th floor hall, Shadow Squad members fought fiercely with Baek Jun-soo. You couldn't possibly have connections with Chairman Chen Si-ko. Why pretend to be Loyalist faction? Shadow Squad leader Jang Buji cursed, you crazed monster. Keeping you here is better than letting you go to the first floor hall and massacre everyone. Yong Gwang-hoo recounted old events. When young master was small, he was bullied at school. In his 3rd grade of elementary school, a 6th grader took his money. When he learned the young master got more allowance than other students, he started bullying him daily. The more young master resisted, the harder the opponent struck. Until one day, young master drew a circle on the playground. Every day at noon, young master, in front of all students, kept calling that 6th grade senior out for a one-on-one fight. But that 6th grader never came out. Instead, he'd meet young master at other times and beat him up, but young master never fought back. Do you know what young master said then? Please tell me you believe in me, then I can defeat anyone. Facing H country's strongest man, Baek Jun-soo. As a top assassin, I showed no fear. I flashed forward with wind-like speed, thrusting at him. This strike left the Shadow Squad members who'd just been complaining about me not retreating as planned frozen in place. My god, can't see clearly. Is such fast movement even real? And Baek Jun-soo caught this move effortlessly. I've been waiting for you, young master Taeha. Seeing this, I quickly told Shadow Squad to retreat completely. You all go to the first floor. I'll handle this man myself. After exchanging blows, I was kicked flying by Baek Jun-soo. But with superhuman reflexes and speed, I reached his back in an instant. Baek Jun-soo remained calm, seemingly expecting this. Handle me? What methods do you have? The old man's amazing reaction speed once again sent me flying. In my opinion, you're no different from last time. This heavy strike reminded me of Gu Guangsu's warning. Young master, please remember, you cannot beat Baek Jun-soo. As Kwangju's top fighter in an era of war and bloodshed, he earned everyone's respect through strength. Just mentioning Baek Jun-soo's name meant no one dared provoke Kwangju. He's the only one who survived a fight with 5-star gang's boss. Hearing this, I remained very calm. There's no absolutes in this world. As long as they're human, I can defeat them. Gu Guangsu praised endlessly. That's right, exactly like that. You don't need to care how famous he is. I remember you once said when he fought you at the villa, he broke your blade with his bare hands. Weapon destruction, this technique requires extremely strong grip strength and power to master. But you don't need to worry, because I'm the one who created this technique. Baek Jun-soo's strength lies in his exceptional learning ability and physical fitness. He can absorb and master all techniques. In other words, he only uses techniques he's learned. The scene shifts as Baek Jun-soo again destroys my blade and sends me flying. Having no choice, I drew out the strongest twin blades Gu Guangsu forged for me. When I was still young, around 3rd grade, I was often bullied by a 6th grader. Baek Jun-soo came over to comfort me. Young master, I heard from madam you're being bullied terribly. Would you like me to help you a little? Hearing this, I refused. It's okay. But if you're free at noon someday, you could occasionally come watch. Because someone needs to tell mom how I defeated him. If a blade is grabbed, it'll shatter. You dare use the same move on me twice? I kept swinging my blade, thrusting at Baek Jun-soo. During the exchange, Baek Jun-soo also realized the young master before him, although appearing very reckless on the surface. That familiar execution style contains firm determination. Baek Jun-soo, grandpa and dad's enemy. Today, let me eliminate their heartfelt hatred for them. That 6th grader never accepted my challenge, even though he beat me every day. And subjected me to various insults and threats. I still drew a circle on the playground every noon waiting for him to duel. Finally, one day, he couldn't take it anymore. For a kid, accepting a challenge from someone 3 years younger was already embarrassing enough. His only plan was to knock me out with one punch. The moment he stepped into the circle, he lunged at me, but I calmly kicked over the wooden board I'd buried in the sand beforehand. Taking advantage of his fall, I seized the opportunity to attack. For a person, if a certain part gets hit, they'll lose fighting spirit. That's the nose. This move alone was already enough to determine victory, but I still picked up the stone I'd prepared beforehand and mercilessly beat him up. I had to make sure he'd never dare bully me again, and never dare say those harsh words to me and my parents again. Baek Jun-soo, witnessing this from afar, went back to report to Taeha's parents. The young master protects himself very well at school. Thoughts returning, my battle with Baek Jun-soo continued. The incredibly sharp blade swung toward him. Even hard marble was easily cut through. What surprised Baek Jun-soo was that blade. No matter what it cut through, that blade showed no wear at all. With the young master's skill, even an ordinary blade would have ordinary lethality, yet this one remains intact. But it's still too superficial. Baek Jun-soo exerted force and attacked me. Aikido moves, I quickly retreated backward. In an instant, Baek Jun-soo was already face to face with me. I remember when the young master was young. The strategy, persistence, and patience you showed to achieve overwhelming victory, and knocking down your opponent on the sand while looking at the school. Even now, I can't help but laugh. But is your strategy to defeat me just one blade? After surviving life and death for 17 years and enduring so long, is this all you prepared? Do you think that Mafia approach still works now? On this blood-soaked land of H country, do you plan to rely on just that bit of power and technique to defeat me, Baek Jun-soo? Unable to withstand Baek Jun-soo's fierce assault, I fell heavily to the ground. But this wasn't beyond my expectations. The next second, countless small wounds on Baek Jun-soo's body suddenly burst open in blood. Even he couldn't help being shocked. When was this? Blood in my mouth, I struggled to stand. That's right, occasionally such people appear. All-around talents who possess both power and technique, combat minds. We call them people that ordinary mortals absolutely cannot defeat. What about me? Do I have a chance to defeat those who transcend boundaries? Facing my question, the Salerno family's boss Regina smiled slightly. Of course, you're my disciple after all, so what are you still doing? Hurry up and get up. Are you planning to fight lying down in actual combat too? Hearing this, I struggled to climb up. After completing this training, I'll be able to beat them. Those who transcend boundaries. The next second, I was sent flying by Regina using an inflatable mallet. If you keep getting beaten like this, of course you won't beat anyone, little young master. After a while, Regina explained, in my opinion, your fast twitch muscles are more developed than others. The white muscles in muscles are called fast twitch muscles, mainly used for sports requiring instant explosive power like sprinting. Your fast twitch muscles are developed and your legs are longer than others, so using speed as your weapon is more advantageous. Isn't this something we already knew? I fell into thought, that's why I chose the blade as my weapon. But I also know this level alone isn't enough to win. The circle isn't easy to navigate. Even if my speed is faster than others, encountering someone like Master who transcends boundaries is useless. My strength isn't enough yet. I can't return to H country. I don't know about others, but I have no intel on Chairman's personal bodyguard Baek Jun-soo. I only know he's a monster who's almost never lost. If he transcends boundaries, I need more intel. Hearing this, Regina smiled. Brat, I told you not to call me Master. No need to be formal between family. You should call me sister. Call me sister. Call me. Regina suddenly drew her blade and slashed at me. I was shocked and barely dodged. My body uncontrollably fell into the water with a splash. I couldn't help complaining. Are you planning to kill me? Using a real blade. You have no idea how crazy you are. Regina smiled slightly. Just now I hit you with the mallet and you didn't dodge at all. But the moment I picked up a blade, you immediately dodged. You absolutely cannot grow without betting your life. Ever since you cut your own arm, you became someone who can only improve when threatened by death. If you want to become stronger, then bet your life every single time. Not minor disputes, but battles where one side must die to determine victory. Until you die, you absolutely cannot lose. That's your path. On the first floor, Gu Guangsu and Heo Pyong-won were still passionately brawling, both covered in wounds, evenly matched, but the battle was far from over. When Gu Guangsu gradually gained the upper hand with superior combat skills, Heo Pyong-won pulled back with overwhelming power until Gu Guangsu was sent flying. He's practically a bear. Though his skills are poor, he has amazing stamina and strength. Heo Pyong-won held the same view. Guy like a bear only knows brute force. He raged, "Where's Yongmu squad? Why aren't they here yet? What are you doing?" The phone replied, "There are protective walls all around. Feels like someone suspiciously lowered them." Turns out Ji-ri and Gray successfully occupied the control room. Just now they discovered the armed squad moving down and lowered protective walls to block their path. Hearing this, Gu Guangsu confirmed it, but the situation remained dire. Where's the young master? Gray immediately accessed surveillance to check the situation. He's fighting with a white-haired old man on the 11th floor. Asura was utterly shocked. Young master, actually fighting Baek Jun-soo alone? Crazy, how is that possible? What's our captain doing? Wasn't he supposed to rescue the vice chairman and young master? Just as Ji-ri was about to check Kim Bai's situation, suddenly she discovered a familiar face. Miss Yeon-ha Ryeon. She quickly used the speaker. "Miss, can you hear my voice? Who are you?" Yeon-ha Ryeon said coldly. "I'm Eun Ji-ri. I don't know if you remember. I'm in the control room and happened to see you appear in the footage." Yeon-ha Ryeon was somewhat annoyed. "Eun Ji-ri? I don't know you. You're not my family either. How dare you toy with me?" Ji-ri explained awkwardly. "I greeted you before. I'm the person who escaped after receiving air training from branch manager Yun Baek-chong. You're that girl who broke the persimmon tree, got beaten up, then ran away?" Ji-ri could only respond awkwardly. "I want to help you escape." Yonha Ryan said calmly. I appreciate your intention to save me, but with your strength, I'm afraid you can't help. The monster that Baek Jun-soo painstakingly cultivated is on the way, but I still need you to return to the main house and relay what I'm about to say to the family head. The scene returns to the first floor. Intense gunfire continues. Ozra couldn't help complaining. If the young master dies, what's the meaning of our bitter battle here? This made Gu Guangsu also fall into thought. I originally just guessed, but didn't expect the young master would actually fight Baek Jun-soo, and one-on-one at that. Just then, Kim Bai had reached the first floor, easily carving a bloody path with a few slashes, protecting Vice Chairman Yong Guanghu and successfully meeting up with Gu Guangsu. Current situation, we can still handle it, but we have too few people. Can't hold out long. The young master said he'll finish within 10 minutes, 5 minutes from now. If the young master hasn't appeared, we retreat first. At this moment, Gwangju Security's firepower became even more intense. Turns out it was fully armed Gwangju underground forces. Youngmu squad all arrived, no hostages, shoot to kill everyone. Ozra couldn't help being shocked. They're fully armed. Doesn't this violate committee regulations? Gu Guangsu slowly spoke. Ozra, take the vice chairman and retreat first. See you at the finish line. As for the young master, don't worry. He's the new master we're loyal to. The young master will definitely return victorious. At the same time, Chen Qing also entered the 36th floor. I was actually looking forward to a pretty grand place. Turns out it's so shabby. Is this hoping everyone won't forget the original intention of starting from construction, building from scratch? Grandpa aside, didn't expect my old man would be willing to use this office too. Good thing I killed him. Moon Demin reminded, if you've confirmed, please evacuate quickly. You staying here is too dangerous. Currently Shadow Squad and Loyalist faction have both joined the battle. Plus if Chen Taiha runs up here, I can't guarantee your safety. Hearing this, Chen Qing was dismissive. If Chen Taiha wants to run up here, can he do it? Now Handu Kyung subdued Yon Ha Rion and went down to fight. Where would he get the ability? Or do you think Baek Jun-soo will be killed by him? Moon Demin said uneasily. Maybe he can avoid combat and come straight up. No way. As long as Baek Jun-soo guards the 11th floor executive hall, even if Chen Taiha's grandfather came, there's no way. Speaking, he pulled out an old-fashioned phone. This is the old rotary dial phone. Through this phone, you can directly contact the other 4 emperors of the committee. Moon Demin couldn't help being curious. May I ask what exactly you want to do after becoming chairman? Chen Qing smiled coldly. Think carefully. My old man killed my grandpa, then it was my turn to eliminate him. Even if I become chairman, what difference does it make? Still trapped in this small country that brings no benefits, splitting income into 5 portions with those committee folks. Could it be your goal isn't to enter the committee, but to completely destroy it? Chen Qing's face became even darker. To control a country, you must control money and information, plus the power we uniquely lack. There are 2 chips to control. One is Cheon Hee Min, son of former 5-star gang's number 2. The other is Baek Jun-soo, who earned respect through strength. As long as 5-star gang, which values power, stands with us, we won't need other committee members, right? Merge with 5-star gang, completely eliminate the committee, make me this country's only emperor. These are the terms of the contract between me and Baek Jun-soo. Moon Demin was stunned. Will they agree to this proposal? After all, 5-star gang was the one who killed the president and started the Dark Empire. Chen Qing dismissed it. Those thugs rank by strength. As long as you have enough power, they'd worship a gorilla as king. If you want to control beasts, just target their boss directly. The scene shifts. My battle with Baek Jun-soo also entered white heat. The opponent's strength was formidable and proficient in various martial arts. After several exchanges, I remained at a disadvantage. The slightest carelessness would result in severe suppression, but even though both technique and power were inferior to his, I still held hope. Because I had one advantage he didn't possess. That is, speed like instant teleportation. Only this one advantage allowed me to repeatedly leave wounds on his body, even though he could predict my movements with powerful combat experience. Through one fierce strike after another, he still couldn't deliver a fatal blow to me. His body had even more wounds, but my stamina was far inferior to his. Baek Jun-soo was simply a monster. Like the evolution of human history, Baek Jun-soo's strength became more unfathomable with age. For survival, killing, competing, and various reasons, he researched various combat techniques. He mastered almost all powerful martial arts in the world. Human history swallowed into his belly. But so what? As long as my hand can still swing the blade. If once doesn't work, I'll try a second time. After a collision, my blade was knocked away by him. The second blade that thrust continuously was also knocked away. Then Baek Jun-soo fiercely struck toward my chest, seeing him leap high to deliver a fatal blow. My eyes remained firm. That's right, Aikido, Kung Fu, Judo, Muay Thai, Taekwondo, Wing Chun, and more. Your ability to use various techniques is indeed impressive. However, I also fought masters from various fields continuously, only survived until today by constantly betting my life. The time you spent day and night practicing various techniques ultimately can't compare to the experience I desperately accumulated for revenge. Baek Jun-soo watched as both blades naturally returned to my hands, finding it incredible. Could he have planned this? To wait for this moment? Did he deliberately throw the blades into the air? When facing powerful enemies, you absolutely cannot show your emotions. Regina said, you must endure until the last moment before death, then explode in that final millisecond. You're unmatched. True strength. Feeling the sharp blades slice through his body after a slight daze, Baek Jun-soo showed a long-lost smile. After enduring long years stepping through bloody paths and thorny roads, I finally found the answer. I won, Chen Sak-ho. Many years ago at the S-City Olympics, a world celebration of national glory. White balloons floated into the sky. The moment the crowd cheered thunderously, Baek Jun-soo's hometown in Sangdong only had excavators making huge noise. Using urban environment improvement and demolition as reasons, landlords speculating on housing jumped out. Neighbors who'd shared side dishes the day before suddenly became landlords and tenants, constantly arguing. And the father raising Baek Jun-soo and his sister alone was beaten to death by thugs with iron rods. Baek Jun-soo stopped crying. His sister comforted, "We don't have time to grieve now." Baek Jun-soo's sister, Baek Soo-hyun, was stronger than anyone from childhood. While caring for him, her grades remained in the school's top 3. Sister was dad's pride and his hero. Even standing in a collapsed wooden house, her beauty was clearly visible. He desperately tried to stop his sister's idea of dropping out to work. As a small-time thug, he could only use his strong body. At that time, he delivered newspapers at dawn, then ran deliveries until dark. Every time he returned home at night, he'd see his sister buried in study, under weak candlelight until late night. "I heard there's something called computers that can send emails to people far away. Isn't that amazing?" Kwangju's chairman stated in a magazine interview. "I also want to enter that field to become an engineer who changes the world." Sister always held the pen dad gave her on her birthday, writing in her diary, excitedly discussing her dreams. Watching that sister, Baek Jun-soo's daily fatigue slowly disappeared. It was his only joy in life then. A few months later, on the day he specially took out his savings to celebrate his sister finishing college entrance exams, all his hope was completely destroyed by a fire. From afar, he saw neighbors rushing over frantically. "Jun-soo, what should we do?" "Those thugs did it. They set the fire and ran straight away." The fire started from Soo-hyun's house. Baek Jun-soo had never heard his own heartbeat and breathing so clearly. By the time he arrived, sister had already— A man was crying, "I'm sorry." A passerby entered the fire scene first. Despite his back being burned, he still gritted his teeth and rescued the girl. But this couldn't change anything. Baek Jun-soo's sister had already perished in the fire. He always knew that during his time working outside. After sister came home from school, she was often bullied by thugs and the landlord. Whenever he wasn't home, sister would secretly cry, using this to support the mental wall that could collapse at any moment. Sister ultimately scored over 300 points. This score was enough for a university in the capital. The day after the fire, Baek Jun-soo directly confronted the thugs and armed police preparing for demolition. 8 thugs and 3 police officers all died from ruptured organs and fractured skulls. The remaining 23 were injured. When Baek Jun-soo completed this, preparing to die, when he opened his eyes again, he was already tied to a chair by a woman. "You never learned martial arts, yet defeated so many people with just your build, and you're not even hurt?" Baek Jun-soo asked, puzzled. "Who are you?" "Who else? Of course the benefactor who helped you escape the death penalty." Baek Jun-soo was lifeless. "Are you a victim's family member? If you want revenge, I'm at your disposal. I have nothing to miss anyway. Just kill me." The woman leaned closer. "You haven't caught the culprit who set fire to your house yet." Seeing Baek Jun-soo's eyes filled with killing intent, the woman praised, "Your eyes haven't lost their light yet. Too bad you're a man. Can't introduce you to the Yun family. But thanks to the Olympics, I recently started getting into overseas business. My job is headhunting. Are you willing to venture abroad for 10 years? Ultimately, Baek Jun-soo was sold abroad to join an assassin organization. Dark Knight Order, this place gathered many top assassins, the world's most dangerous organization. Baek Jun-soo climbed all the way to executive position inside, chose to abandon all assets and retired. And on the condition of never leaving H country, deleted the code name Tacitus in all records. He gritted his teeth and persevered for 10 years to return for only one reason. That was revenge. Who colluded with the government to force us to move, then built a bunch of damn apartments? It was Kwangju. That night, he secretly infiltrated Kwangju chairman's office. The moment he saw Chen Sako, his fury instantly erupted. Just as he drew his blade wanting to put him to death, Chen Sako recognized his features from the mirror. His tears instantly burst forth. "So you're still alive. I'm sorry, it's my fault." Baek Jun-soo also recognized the scars on his back. "I'm sorry, I haven't had a peaceful night's sleep since that day. For over 10 years I've been searching for you, wanting to know if you're still alive. Sorry it took so long to return this to you. Please kill me to avenge your sister." Looking at the pen his father and sister left behind, Baek Jun-soo froze in place. Later, Chen Sako told him, at that time, to attract Kwangju's massive investment, the government forcibly pushed the demolition plan. Worried about problems with demolition, he rushed to the scene to check, only able to recover Bak Soo-hyun's body. "No matter what, it's an undeniable fact that this happened because of me. My foolish ambition to change the world instead brought disaster. Truly sorry. Stop crying." Baek Jun-soo gripped his sister's pen tightly. He remembered the dreams his sister spoke of when alive. "Just take this pen and prove you haven't been corrupted by profit. Hold the determination to change the world. There's no time to grieve now."